I shy Xbox, new day, same pain. Hard choices on the table, they be playing games. Booty in the back, they let another round. Took the whole damn promise, and it never touched ground. I should've read the memo, eyes cold, no smile. Not again, not today, not this style. She got the receipt, she got the name. Every broken deadline got a mark, got a stain. Too many delays, too many waits. Asha don't fold, she don't shake. One more excuse, that crate get shook. She coming for the top. Just look, just look. I should cut it out, I should shut it down. Booty playing games, now the game ran out. I should cut it out, I should shut it down. Xbox in the process, take the whole thing down. Take it down. They said soon again, but soon never came. Same slick talk, same tired name. How she got patience, but it ain't that deep. When the whole lane stalling, she can't sleep. Hard choices made, she don't need a board. One hand on the truth, one hand on the sword. If you keep on dragging what was promised to fly, then I should hit the switch and let the whole thing die. Too many delays, too many waits. Asha don't fold, she don't shake. One more excuse, that crate get shook. She coming for the top. Just look, just look. I should cut it out, I should shut it down. Booty playing games, now the game ran out. I should cut it out, I should shut it down. Xbox in the process, take the whole thing down. Take it down. Quiet in the room, then the room go cold. I should got a plan and it don't need gold. No more maybe, no more fake delay. If you drop the ball, she take it away. I should cut it out, I should shut it down. Booty playing games, now the game ran out. I should cut it out, I should shut it down. Xbox in the process, take the whole thing down. Take it down. Box in the closet, dust on the spines. Memories lined up, one case at a time. You said maybe later, now later's near. The tray keeps turning, the end feels clear. If the shelves go empty, if the slot goes dark, I'm still holding on to the games in my heart. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? When the last one's gone, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? When the case is gone, I'll keep one safe. I'll keep one safe. PlayStation moving, careful with the speed. 1 foot in the future, 1 foot in the need. I know the routine, I know the fate. One more small goodbye in a plastic grave. If the shelves go empty, if the slot goes dark, I'm still holding on to the games in my heart. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? When the last one's gone, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? When the case is gone, I'll keep one safe. I'll keep one safe. Maybe I'll download, maybe I'll adapt, maybe I'll miss the weight in my lap, the click, the label, the art, the craft. Still I'll show up, I'll always come back. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? When the last one's gone, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? When the case
They said 200 mil came through the door. Still lost money, what you selling me for? Big green box, but the books look sick. New drop, same flop, that math don't click. Crowds came in, then they ran right out. Big splash, big hype, small profit drought. Tell me what that means when the bag won't grow. You want my time, go ask PC, bro. Xbox is cooked, Xbox is cooked, Xbox is cooked. Just go to PC. Xbox is cooked, Xbox is cooked, Xbox is cooked. That's the move for me. Xbox is cooked, Xbox is cooked, Xbox is cooked. Just go to PC. Xbox is cooked, Xbox is cooked, Xbox is cooked. That's the move for me. 200 million still red on the page. That's a lot of noise for a failing stage. New game, same broken plan. You could dress it up, but I see the scan. I'm not paying extra for a bad encore. If the box can't win, what's the box for? Or I heard the pitch, I heard the plea, then I closed that tab and I picked PC. Xbox is cooked, Xbox is cooked, Xbox is cooked. Just go to PC. Xbox is cooked, Xbox is cooked, Xbox is cooked. That's the move for me. Xbox is cooked, Xbox is cooked, Xbox is cooked. Just go to PC. Xbox is cooked, Xbox is cooked, Xbox is cooked. That's the move for me.
$250 nights, same mic, same fire. We came in hungry, now the room got brighter. Boots on the floor, tabs running wild. Hot takes on the table, we still smile. Every bad port, every broken release. We laughed through the smoke and we made it a feast. Raise that cup, hands up high. We kept it moving, we kept it live. Say it loud, let it hit the wall. If you were there, you were there through it all. Thank you, Grinder. Thank you, Grinders. Thank you. 250 and we're still here. Thank you, Grinders. Thank you. Turn it up and let it chill. Thank you, Grinder. Thank you, Grinders. Thank you. We came loud and we came true. Thank you, Grinders. Thank you. This one's for all of you. This one's for all of you. Patch notes, previews, rumors in a blaze. We tore through the nonsense and we found the phrase. Late night chaos, big game dreams. You kept the floor packed, you kept the stream. Every comment, every wild debate. You fed the spark, you made it great. Raise that cup, hands up high. We kept it moving, we kept it loud. Say it loud, let it hit the wall. If you were there, you were there through it all. Thank you, Grinder. Thank you, Grinders. Thank you. 250 and we're still here. Thank you, Grinders. Thank you. Turn it up and let it chill. Thank you, Grinder. Thank you, Grinders. Thank you. We came loud and we came true. Thank you, Grinders. Thank you. This one's for all of you. This one's for all of you. From the first wild day to the milestone glow, same loud heartbeat, same after show. If the world goes weird, we'll still be here, laughing through the static, lifting the gear. Thank you, Grinders. Thank you. 250 and we're still here. Thank you, Grinders. Thank you. Turn it up and let it chill. Thank you, Grinders. Thank you, Grinders.
Are you ready, grinders?
Thank you, Grinders. Thank you. This one's for all of you.
Are you hyped?
This one's for all of you.
Yes. Hit that like button. Let's go. Oh man, let me lower this a little bit. I'm yelling in my own ears. Oh man, how's everybody doing out there? Grinders, it's Grindhouse Monday. Yo, what's up? It's a wild time. What's up? Wild time at Wild Wolf. Go and hit that like button and listen to the Wild Wolf in the house. How's everybody doing out there? So what I did was I sent out 5 VIPs. I invited 5 people to the balcony. We're on our way to the balcony show because I just wanted to send a thank you, grinders, to those that came here in the beginning, just like, showing up in the beginning of the show. So, definitely want to award those people showing up in the beginning and being here. So thank you again, everybody coming on in here. Wild Wolf, shout out to you. G-Bro, Liquid Data in the house. We got Joe's Mama 2D. There we go. We got Beyond RPG, Lady Gamers. Come on, hit that like button as you're coming on in here. We got Lady Gamer. We have Wild Wolf. We had Neil in the house. Ryan. Enrique, what's up? Oceanated says Plus Ultra is in the house as well. Josh Ayers, how you doing? Dog Zone, what's up? How you doing? We got things to talk about today. What's up, Harris? How you doing? He says the Rampage bought a PS5 Pro for GTA 6. Employee was selling him a disc game, but they caught on. Oh, man. Springfield Chaser said almost late. Nah, you're just on time. I had to start a little later today, so I played some music because I had to finish eating up and, making sure I was hydrated before the show. What's up, Curse Kane? How you doing, man? Everyone's good in here. Thumb update. My thumb is healing now. I just basically the stitches are gone, and now it just has a new layer of skin that's just waiting to get a little tough right now. It's a little sensitive, but no, we're all good for cutting a cake. Cut that cake or slapping a cake, whatever you want to call it. But grinders, we have some topics tonight. Again, we are right at the cusp of gaming greatness. I think we're with the July drought of just shaking heads. And now we are on to the greatness of that. Just make sure that the audio is good. I don't want to be shouting on here too much. I like how it's just right there. There we go. I don't want it too blaring there. I don't want to be yelling in the microphone because I do yell. There we go. Just make sure it's good enough. Get it right there. Just want to check the audio. But yes, we are at the cusp. Speaking of that, I had to include one of the biggest games that we're going to be playing this week. And that is Marvel Tokon. There you go. Tokon Fighters. Yes, we'll be doing that, man. It is done. The summer starvation. That's right, Josh. Has end of it. Oh my goodness. July was rough, man. July was rough. Whew. We got out of it, man. I cut my fingers. Had to go on a boycott of not playing games because of my thumb. And then I take that out on PlayStation. Anyway, we got things to talk about. And again, just the things. We got Marvel Token this week. We got PlayStation announcing its sales figures here. We got PlayStation finally speaks and breaks the ice on physical media and what their approach is. Xbox increased their price now. Yeah, major increase. Major pause. And what old is new? The transfer program is back, and more. So that's been rumored today. That was the biggest news today, and whatever else we could dig up in these Twitter streets. But definitely hit that like button. We're gonna make it as fun as possible as we go through even the drier topics. Brett's Champion, how you doing? He says, yeah, July was rough, and September will have people poor. Exactly. Starting this week, we're gonna be beginning. Already gonna start buying and pick up those games. Let's go up, Albert Gouchard. How you doing on there? But yes. Just to roll into Marvel Token, since it was a wild weekend, I don't know how many of you hit that like button if you saw Spider-Man over the weekend. Oh, man. That's all I'm going to say. Oh, man. That is some greatness. That is right. That is some greatness, Spider-Man. And I'm going to tell you something. I'm not spoiling anything, but all I'm going to say is I didn't know what to expect of this one. I thought the last Spider-Man movie, No Way Home, with all the Spider-Man and all the enemies and all that, all the villains and stuff, I thought that was peak. I was like, oh my god, that's everything. That was their kind of end game type thing, and I didn't know what to make out of this. I was like, okay, but dude, all I'm saying is if you play the Spider-Man games, dude, they basically made the Spider-Man game into a movie. That's all I'm saying about that, because that's exactly how it rolls. It is peak Spider-Man, what you wanted, and it was absolutely awesome. And the twists and turns and the way they've integrated some other things, absolutely incredible. Because I didn't know who the major villain was. I'm looking for Venom. I'm like, where is Venom? And yeah, they keep holding out on me. But definitely go check it out. It is really, really good, and it's awesome. It's awesome. And playing and watching that. Definitely, I want to go play Spider-Man the game again. I want to go beat it again. Spider-Man, based. That's what Sony did. They just said, "Hey, just make Insomniac's game." And they know what else? They take some, and just again, I'm not spoiling anything, so don't worry about it. Don't go running away. But all I'm saying is the perspectives and the moments that they capture looks like right out of the game, man. Like the moves and everything, the combat sequences. Yo, they cooked. They basically said, Insomniac, just take what Insomniac did, put it on the screen. It's awesome. It is so good. And get back after you've seen it. Tell me it's not the Spider-Man game, the video games. It's crazy, especially in the at certain parts. You're like, yo, this is crazy. But it was so good. It was so good, and definitely got. I tell you, it's. You could say what you want about what's going on in the gaming news right now, but if you're just sitting back and you watch that Spider-Man movie. You got the Avengers Doomsday thing coming. You got the Comic-Con stuff that just happened and the teasing of Wolverine and more stuff into Wolverine that's coming. Spider-Man, the movie. This is how they are planning it with the Spider-Man movie. I just thought about this going, yeah, you want to go play Spider-Man the game. No, what's interesting is that if you go to Best Buy, I saw that the Spider-Man game is actually one of the top sellers now. They brought the Spider-Man game is like people are going to buy the Spider-Man game again. Spider-Man 2 is back to the top sellers. It's on sale. And it's one of the top sellers because I'm sure everybody's going back and playing the game. But it's rolling right into the next game we're going to talk about, and that is Marvel Tokon Fighters. With the and they added the outfits into Spider-Man as well from the movie into Spider-Man 2. So it is right, exactly, Don John. Totally. Enjoy it, Stephen Leo, man. It's so good. It is so good. It is so good, and honestly, I didn't know what to expect from it. Like I was not. My son was so hyped for it to see it. He was, oh my god, and I was just like, yeah, but that last one was so incredible. Like I was like, I don't know, and this one's just, it's great. It is so good. It is so good. So definitely enjoy it, Stephen Leone. Shout out to everybody coming on in here. But yeah, rolling this right into Marvel Tokon. Right into Marvel Tokon, and then we're going right into that. Then Wolverine. Yeah, exactly, Josh. So it is definitely, they are riding that bandwagon of Marvel greatness. And why is this like this now? I got to fix it again. Again, a grindhouse mistake here. Hold on. This goes over here. Why does my display capture? Oh, there it is. Is this the wrong display capture? Ugh. I tell you, OBS and its crapple. Hold on. My words are over the text. I gotta bring this back up top. Right there. There we go. Craziness. But yes, August 6th. So in 3 days, we are playing Marvel Tokon. And again, bringing in, they got Doomsday in there. They got Spider-Man in there. Wolverine in there. Captain America. They got, and yeah. So that's going to roll right into that, and then Wolverine right after that, and then after the Wolverine, it's going right into Doomsday in December. So it is definite, and a little game called GTA is in between there. But it is just insane, the momentum that they just started with Spider-Man. I think $3 billion over the weekend. Like, that is crazy. It's the second, right now, it's the second highest movie ever opening past Endgame. It's Endgame, Spider-Man, and then no, Infinity War. It was Infinity War. I think it was Endgame is the first one. I think Endgame is the number one. Then Spider-Man, this Spider-Man, and then Infinity War. And then No Way Home. Then I think the other Spider-Man games. So those are like the top of openings ever. Wild. And then that just kicks off the comic book bandwagon that we just jump right into Marvel Tokon a few days from now, which everybody's going to be wanting to roll a Spider-Man in the first ever like real superhero fighting game since Marvel versus Capcom. And even that wasn't just a straight up Marvel fighting game. That was Capcom characters integrated with some Marvel characters. We are getting a straight up Marvel fighter. And from the beta, this is going to be lit. Spider Glaze. That's right, Joe. Hit that like button, grinders, as you're coming on in here. Hit that like button, share it out, hit the hype button because we are hyped. But I'm just saying, rolling into that movie, the first thing I wanted to do was go swing around a Spider-Man, and I wanted to play a fighting game, and it's come. And I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow, I came right out of there. What's up, Woods? Came right out of there, and I was like, yo, I want to play a game, and then there it is. Injustice, exactly, Breath of Fire. But we're talking about Marvel. Breath Champion. Injustice was all DC characters. So that was the other one, too. But we haven't had just, for Marvel, they haven't had just straight up. The Spider Glaze is real. It beat Endgame. That's what it was. It beat Endgame. I think Infinity was the first. One of them was the first one. One of them hit 1.2 billion or something like that. In its weekend. And it was like Spider-Man came in number 2. This one came in number 2. So it is. The theater was packed. Couldn't get seats. I had to get seats like a week ago. Great seats. And it was so good. It was so good, man. They just know how to make. Yeah, man. I tell you, it's similar to how I feel like playing the Spider-Man game, and how the story is more of like, it's comic book, but it's based in sort of like, you could see what the hell's going on, dude. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like, it's more mature for that, and really cool elements, and what they did with this one, incredible. And you'll see some similarities to when No Way Home and Civil War and that kind of stuff, how that led into Endgame. I feel like this Spider-Man movie is leading so well into Doomsday and into the gaming that they got right now up with Wolverine and with Marvel Tokon. Like, they are cooking right. Like, they knew right when this game was going to come out, and right when it should come out, right when people are all hyped up on superheroes. And yep. And I think Tokon is going to blow it up, because that game from the beta is so polished. It's so incredible. And one of the things I want to cover with Marvel Tokon, they released this today, which is very interesting, given the whole thing with physical and online check-ins. And we're back to like 2013 again with like physical copies, where we're going with all digital and all this other stuff. Very interesting tweet from them. Marvel Tokon Fighters said you could plenty of enjoy offline. Play offline, episode mode, local versus, training mode, all-star arena, character guides, and more. Arcadia Rumble is also fully playable offline with optional online features when connected. Ready to challenge the world? Battle Arcadia, room matches, ranked and casual matches, and other related characters require internet connection and PlayStation account. And the online multiplayer obviously includes a PlayStation Plus subscription, which again is always the weird thing that we had to pay the PlayStation Plus subscription when the dudes on PC that are playing this game do not have to pay a subscription to play online. Yeah, Sony. Yeah, that deserves a booty shake. That's a booty drop for you. That's trash. But this should have been only exclusive. This should have been only on PlayStation. That's all I'm saying. This should have been PlayStation only. This service game, this should have been only PlayStation Fighter. Anyway, I digress. But very interesting that they're talking about is offline mode. But I gotta tell you, I played just a little bit in the beta of like the episode just to see what the single player was gonna be like. Yo, it's good. The way they do their animation style and their drawing of these characters is so good. And when you play the episodes, like seeing how they animate them in comic book style, but also edit, it is so good. That's right, the Kun 85, another PC win. They're getting an incredible game. There you go. Nope, no way they make no, they're not. I said they should have, Breath Champion. They should have. But I guess, it does suck that arcade stick is not available too. That kind of sucks too, because that would have been cool as a PC accessory with the PlayStation accessory, because I believe it does work on PlayStation and PC as well. But the episodes were so good. Like, that's always the thing with fighting games. Like, I love playing the fighting game and going through the campaign, unlocking stuff. But when they have a story mode like Mortal Kombat, the one done in here is so good. And it really shines with the animations. They're all fully voice acted as well. English and Japanese as well. And it is really intriguing, the story and what it is. And really cool how they have the different factions and the different combinations. And yeah, Ultimate Edition is getting it right here. So yeah, definitely hyped for this. I'll be playing this there. And you can see one of the goals of this evening is that we'll play it as a community game night. If we hit that goal for the chats, super chats tonight, we'll do it as a community game night. Obviously, we'll get everybody in on here, get the party chat open, and we'll just do an open Grindhouse community game night. That's right. Hey, what's up, Hero Down Under? How you doing? But yeah, I am hyped for it, and hopefully everybody played the beta What's interesting, talking about betas, actually also on August 6th, it's the open. I don't know if it's an open beta. Let me just get it right. I think. Let me see. I think it's if you pre-order early access beta from August 6th to August 10th for E-Day multiplayer beta. So if you pre-order the game, you'll get access on August 6th to August 10th for Gears E-Day multiplayer beta, and then everyone can play on August 13th to August 17th over at Xbox. So right now they're going head-to-head. August 6th, they're going to have early access for E-Day beta, but I think with the Marvel love and the superhero, I don't know how much, and that's early access. That means people have to pay for the extra $100 or so version of Gears, which we know it's in Game Pass, so I don't know how many people upgraded, and we'll see, or how many people got codes already. They kind of already did the multiplayer thing. Oh yeah, and that was one thing that I didn't even have on the topic list. Well, since we're talking about multiplayer and online, I'll jump into the Gears. What was this thing? Is it included? Do I have it? Oh, I may have access to it. I don't know. I mean, the open beta. I don't know. I'm so confused. I don't know if it's for pre-orders. I don't know if it's Game Pass. You automatically get options for it. I don't know what they're doing. But anyway, Marvel Tokon's coming out. And you know, and also the Gears thing, which I didn't react to it. But also, yeah, the Gears multiplayer. Yeah, I don't play it. Uh-oh. Somebody, they said Vin. Hold on. He's here. I'll get him. Where is he? I get my exclusive.
I don't play this game.
Oh man, Vin Diesel. There's Vin Diesel's review of Gears E-Day. Oh man, he's giving it 2.
I don't play this game.
Oh man, Vin Diesel's giving it 2. I don't play his games. Oh man, yeah, that's the one thing that it seems like the most promising thing right now for Gears. Is this 12-person horde mode, which is basically almost done like an extraction shooter. Basically, there's going to be you in this open area, and there's different alleyways and things to go to do little horde fights and collect different things, almost like Helldivers, too, in the sense of like you do little things and then you extract out, and they're going to have just 12-person there. Now, I don't know if you could kill the other teams and stuff. I don't think it's a versus. It's just a PvE. But that's the big thing, that 12-person horde mode that they brought back. It seems that is definitely the thing that people are most looking forward to from the beta, from their experience in the multiplayer, where the multiplayer is still a shotgun disaster there. Or killing floor. That's right, Monte White. So, yeah, see, you have little objectives here. Defend the rig, prepare defenses. So that's the new mode. They tried to do an escape mode in Gears 5. It was absolutely a disaster. Escape the hive or whatever that was horrible. This one definitely horde mode getting a refresh and things like that. It sounds really cool. And they also, with the new traversal, the way they can now just plain up run, and there's a jump button now in Gears. I hit triangle or the Y button, triangle when it comes to PlayStation now. And you could jump and stuff like that. So it's definitely interesting. I'm interested to see that there. But there, the 12-person horde mode definitely seems something unique and different that may be something for the people that are not doing the shotgun fest, which appears to be. What's up, Kieran? How you doing, man? And yeah, and also like, so you could do different attack, like look at all the different growth and stuff. And then they also said that there's no like battle passes or anything like that. Who knows? I don't trust when they say there's nothing here, because they're trying to say like nothing at launch, but there's still microtransactions in the sense you could buy certain skins. But like a lot of the earning and everything like that is all in game. There's no this like battle pass thing you got to pay for. As of now, you know how they roll. Like, you know what I mean? Some of these games, they may say this now, and then, you know, after December going, oh, we're going to implement now the new battle pass. And it's like, so they kind of get through the review windows and stuff like that. They never say they're never going to do it. Sometimes they tack it on later on, because it's definitely structured like that. Definitely structured, but but they're not. There's no battle passes, so good on them for not doing that. What's how the chat doing? Hey, what's up, man? Gamer boy, how you doing, man? But yeah, it looks cool. I definitely want to try out the horde mode and you know that see how that goes. The versus definitely seems to be let me see if I have some clips. The versus definitely seems to be what people are not too fond of. Like the movement seems pretty wild. Let me see if I have it here on there. But yeah, I just wanted to show that because I forgot I didn't do a video on that. I just wanted to throw that in here because again, I didn't get to play it, just got to see it. But yeah, like see, this is the multiplayer now, and people are already saying like, yeah, it is. I think it's sped up. It's gotta be. I don't know if it's sped up or not, but see, you could like hop over stuff. See, so like that whole thing there, that hopping over something and the wall bouncing still in it. And the jumping over the ledges is new. See, like you couldn't do that in other gears.
Get off me!
Yeah. It's like this wall bouncing shit with the shotguns. Like, yeah, people, and you can hear a lot of the people that the previews are like, yeah, no, I'm not doing this crap. And like this whole jump over there, yeah, you couldn't do that in prior gears. So it really is turning Gears into the shotgun fest. And the unfortunate thing with Gears was that the shotgun's the best thing to go. And it really doesn't encourage you to use any other weapons. The other thing, too, is that the whole... The other issue, too, is the whole hunkering down. Because, see, in this case right here, this person now, if they're stuck up here, just to show this, you could go up these in previous Gears that when they couldn't jump over this, you could go up this side, and you could kind of pin them down because there's nowhere for them to move. But like, see, you could just come around this way or come around the other way. But because now they can leap over the things, the whole like cover system kind of is broken because like it really doesn't matter because now you could just like you can't flank him or you can't take him out to try to get two people to block him. Now he could easily just do this. Yep, I could just leap over this right here. So it really changes Gears, and I gotta see how this works because as a Gears player, like the whole cover thing was kind of like pressure and how the way you use the cover system and the way if you could just leap over things like this, like there's really you could just cause havoc, jump over, and run away, and there's full on sprinting. So it's really going to be interesting. From what I heard from the people that played the multiplayer, and what I was reading is that they're not liking the multiplayer. This movement stuff, it's interesting, but I think people are going to easily exploit it, and they're going to have to regulate it. If people are going to stick around with this multiplayer, like people are going to instantly drop this and go right to Call of Duty. They may stay for the Horde mode. So that's where the promise is with Gears E-Day is the 12-person Horde mode. I'm interested to see how this movement works in multiplayer, but this, and graphic-wise, like from what they've shown in the trailer and stuff like that, it doesn't look too different than previous Gears of War games. Like it looks good, but it kind of looks awful because here's another instance. Like this is where this is different. So watch this, and we saw some of this in the previous trailer too. Like you could do this. People just rain down. Like, look at this. I don't know what to say about that. That's not Gears, dude. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. The fact that you could, yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Anonymous, what's up, man? He goes with the 100 jewels. Thank you so much. And 200 jewels. Thank you so much, Anonymous boss. I appreciate it, man. Let's go. But yeah, this is Gears. What's up? And he sent another 2 jewels. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, man. And hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. Anonymous sending out the jewels, baby. Where are those jewels?
I have an exciting life now. Breakfast to go. You're gonna love my nuts. Watch this.
Yeah, it is crazy. It is crazy, Wild Wolf, seeing Gears do this. Like, my thing is how do you shoot somebody? And he sent another 100 jewels. Hey, thank you so much, Anonymous boss. Keep sending those jewels. Keep sending them.
Breakfast to go. You're going to love my nuts. Watch this.
Love it.
So everything.
I don't know, man. I just don't know. Given how much it takes to shoot down somebody, it's pretty wild. Like, if you have a guy jumping around like this, like, how are you going to shoot him with the Lancer? You're going to have to attack him with the shotgun because there's no way you're going to wear him out with the Lancer when he's hopping around like that. But again, this is the new movement. I think they went a little too much. Like, I don't think going up there and climbing, like, I like the verticality with maybe climbing things, but that whole hopping around cover and stuff, like, it really stops people from, like, it makes it more of twitchy. It was twitchy, but it definitely makes it just run around with the shotgun. You could just, if people are just waiting here, like, if people are just, like, hanging out, like, right here, if there's a guy, like, right behind this wall right here, like, trying to shoot, you could just jump over there and just aim down and shoot him with the shotgun. So, I don't know, man. We will see. But people, it's interesting. I think it's going to be fun until people exploit the shit out of it. Thank you so much, Anonymous Boys. Another 100 jewels. Give me those jewels.
You're going to love my nuts. Watch this. You can do everything.
Like Mario. Yeah, like, it's a me. I'm going to jump. But yeah, it is. Let's see how they do. It's a bold move, Cotton. We'll see how it does. It's only 2 weeks away from Call of Duty. But we'll see. Yeah, exactly. If the map designs. But what the unfortunate thing is, if you look at the map designs, Don John, they don't look like this room here. This room, right? Just for this example here, this room does not look like it's designed for this. It looks like if you're standing up there, you could basically just own people. You know what I mean? And on top of that, you could easily, if somebody starts shooting at you, you could make a great escape from here. Like look at this. You could jump here. There's people behind cover fighting. You could do that, and then you could just run and jump. And I'm not seeing the level design being vertical in that sense. It looks like they just kind of exploit. It almost looks like a Gears glitch to me. But yeah. But those are the couple of things that people have seen from the multiplayer. I'm interested in the Horde mode. I like Gears multiplayer, but this takes on a whole new way, and we will see how it goes between the shotguns and all that other stuff. Yeah, Stallion showing his parkour. So we will see. Graphics are amazing, but movement does not feel like Gears at all. We can use the environment and climb over. They were clearly influenced by gravity-defying Hurdle Fest in the last 2 NFL sessions. God, the more I watch this game, the more excited I get. By the looks of it, it's going to be something you shouldn't do in certain situations, like rolling. PvE looks slick as well. We'll see. We will see how it goes. But yeah, Tokon comes out, and then that beta comes out for Gears as well. But those are the previews for the Gears. Did I have any other ones? I had that one. And then yeah. Yeah, it says multiplayer shows sign of this was one of the articles here about their early access. Shows some concern. It says that I got my hands on New Horde Siege. Major signs of promise. I have a few concerns. As they said, everything you expect from a Gears game, gore-filled action. Gameplay wise, it's again more of the same, bringing back the fan favorite weapons. Some have a twist to them. Is Gears truly back? The big concern for me remains, however, is Gears of War truly back? Gears 5 is rightly so much maligned with multiplayer. Hive mode was not good, and I had hoped for Gears E-Day preview period will clear up some of the situation. Granted, it's more of the single-player game these days. Always knew the vast amount of time we'll spend in E-Day will be the campaign, but I wanted the Horde Siege mode to feel like Horde of Days of old, and it doesn't hit that mark. I can't decide if it's a new approach, which features 3 teams, 4 working simultaneously to complete their objectives. On one hand, I understand why there's been moved to try to rejuvenate Horde mode. There are aspects that are enjoyable, but at the same time, what's wrong with the round-by-round formula of old? So they don't have the round-by-round formula of old. Ashi, that's right.
How about those exclusives?
That's right. He could jump now. There's a jump button in Gears, which is wild. PvE, I'm admittedly not the best person to give the verdict on that. PvP, but it's never been my cup of tea. Feels slightly underwhelming. It was fine, not great, not bad, just all right. I'm sure it's going to be enough to devout. Is it going to be enough to devout fans of the franchise? Gears of War 3 is still in development. There's upcoming open beta, and yeah. So I guess he didn't like Gears to begin with. I don't know. But that happened since our last show, so I wanted to do that. And I'm definitely going to be doing Tokon. Tokon I'm playing. That's right, Nemos. We're going to be doing those Tokon streams. That's right. That's right. Asha, get him in there.
How about those exclusives?
Yeah. We'll see. Like, we'll see how it goes. But Marvel Tokon, I think, is going to be friggin' huge. Like I said, rolling in with the Spider-Man movie, that Marvel Tokon and is going to be big. It is going to be big. But I was just like giving a quick look because, like, you remember, we're going to be talking about how Gears did. Like, Gears is a PC exclusive, right? So I was like, well, how did Gears do on Steam in purchase wise? And if you look at Gears Tactics, Gears 5, I mean, like I said, booty, like it only hit an all-time. I was so surprised at this. This is why I wanted to show this. Gears only hit an all-time peak of 10,000 gamers. Gears 5 multiplayer. I was shocked that it even hit those numbers so bad. Like it was so low. 10,000 people played Gears 5 multiplayer. Yikes. That was the last Gears of War game. I was so surprised. Then I was like, well, wait a second. How did Gears 4 do? The first one on, Gears of War Reloaded, which came out last year. How did that do? Yo. 4,800 people as a max multiplayer. These are dismal on PC, where people are buying the game, not game passing it. There's some are game passing it, but for people that are buying the game. And you'd be like, well, it's in Game Pass. That's why nobody's playing it. Well, I'll give you something else. Forza Horizon 6. This was in Game Pass. Now look at its max player, 302,000. So this is in Game Pass. Where's the Game Pass effect with this one? So I just wanted to. I just was like, ooh, how about Asha?
How about those exclusives?
Yeah. And then you want to hear something else? Look at this. I forgot. Gears 4 never released on Steam. Gears 4 is only on the Windows Store. I had forgot about that. They did not put Gears 4 on PC. They only put Gears 5 and Gears Reloaded. And now E-Day. Those are the only ones on Steam. But yeah, that's what I mean. So, dude, good luck, Asha, to making money on Gears. I think Gears is set up for failure. It's in a bad spot. Like I just said, how Marvel Tokon is in such a great spot. Coming off the movie of Spider-Man, people want to play more. They want to play Spider-Man the game. They want to play Spider-Man at home. Here comes Marvel Tokon. Boom. My players on Marvel, I'm telling you right now, it is Spider-Man, who's hard to play. Spider-Man, Spider-Man, I like Blade, and Dr. Doom. I have a mishmash. I don't play a whole team. I do Doom, and who is the other one that I liked using? I like Blade, and I like Doom, and I like Spider-Man, and Miss Marvel. That was it. But the problem is Hulk wasn't in the beta. Hulk might be my dude. I have the role Hulk because I rocked Hulk in Marvel vs. Capcom. So Hulk was my dude. So I don't know. Hulk wasn't in the thing. I might do Hulk, Ghost Rider, Doom, and Spider-Man. Those might be mine. It's crazy. There's so many different combinations and so many moves that you can do in that game. It's gonna be awesome. It is gonna be awesome there. So, but yeah, that's like what I want to do. But yeah, the Spider-Man games are popping off right now. And I just said, talking about timing wise, hit that like button, grinders. Talking about timing wise, and subscribe if you're new, because yeah, we deglaze the news. We're going through this whole thing. And that was a bonus thing because I didn't even realize what was on cover there. I'm just bouncing back and forth between the betas here. And just the one thing also on Gears E there, I got this one. Confirmed graphics modes on E-Day. This is a little rough. Quality mode at 30 frames, best graphics. Performance mode at 60 frames. More responsive balance mode, 40 frames. So there's no 120 frames on console. Yikes. I thought that was pretty, because they had Gears 5 had some high frame rate modes.
Like zoinks.
Uh-oh. So it is performance mode or bust. At 60 frames on console, you do not get the high refresh rates that you're going to get. Oh, Magneto might be good too. Blade, Magneto, Magic. Everybody likes Magic. I was being the opposite. But these are the game modes still right now. I don't know if they're adding this, but zoinks. Anonymous Boss with a star. You're a star. Thank you so much, Anonymous Boss. Shout out to you. That's right. I don't know. The coins. But yeah, that's going to be tough if you have cross-player and you're going to have people just glazing the hell out of you with those shotgun wall bouncing moves on PC, and you're stuck at 60 frames. And dudes are playing at 200 frames with PC low latency. Oh. Yeah. Gears not going to be fun. Shotgun Fest. Not good. Thank you so much, Anonymous Boss, with another set of jewels. That's right. Otaku said it's not coming to PS5, so Xbox is going to go balls to the wall on performance optimization, right? Yeah. How about those exclusives, right, Asha?
How about those exclusives?
Yeah, it's pretty wild that they don't have a really high refresh mode, and I don't even know what it looks like on I don't even know what it looks like on the S. I don't know. Yeah, see, you're asking about the S. I don't know. But that's kind of what it has right now. Balance requires 120 hertz monitor for 40 frames, a middle ground. This is where the consoles need a pro. So we'll see. But yeah, you would think this is the thing that they have. Like, you would think since it was console exclusive, they would take full advantage of the Series X power, right? This is the problem that they have. Asha's the Jerry Jones of gaming. This is what they have. There's a problem. But yeah, especially with that wall bouncing shotgun stuff, like that latency is gonna hit. Do not play Gears on any kind of cloud service. They don't talk about the S, Barrett. They don't break it down. For a console exclusive, you think they'll be really pushing for that there. Oh, but what she is talking about is how to play your games on Video OS and Hisense TVs. I thought we were done with this as an Xbox. I thought we were done with this or that and this and that. I thought we were finished. Asha says we are extending streaming to 150 million TVs in the Hisense and Vita OS. Now my projector could play xCloud. My projector has Vita OS. I have a Hisense projector. A triple laser. So I guess I could play now cloud without an Xbox. Oh, yay. Yay. But I thought we were done with everything as an Xbox. Then we were finished. I thought that was Sarah Bond's regime. I thought Asha was fixing this. I guess we aren't done. I guess Asha did like what some Sarah Bond doing. I thought it was over. Everything is an Xbox. I thought it was all about console and those console exclusives.
How about those exclusives?
You just told a bunch of people right now that they could play Gears E-Day on their Hisense TVs. No console required. She actually tells it right here. So more people can play on the hardware they already own. Oh, yo! And she says right here, because not everyone could afford dedicated hardware. Oh, man. Oh, man. She telling me no Xbox required? Are we still sticking? Yo, Aaron. I thought we were done with this. Hey, Aaron, I need it. Where's PC October? PC October, where'd you go?
His name was X.
I need answers. I thought we were done. I saw this. everything.
Where are you? Where is Aaron right now?
I need answers. I thought we were done with this. I'm asking the simple questions. I thought we were done with everything's an Xbox, no console required. I thought that was old news. I thought that was Sarah Bond. That's why she was fired. Because Asha was going to make it about Xbox. Capital Xbox. Xbox. What happened? On the hardware they already own, around the world can't afford Xboxes. Maybe you put them in stock. But now with the new price increase, now nobody can afford them. And she did this right before she just increased the prices. We'll go over them later on. Astronomical. Where did PC X-Hawk? He came in here, he said some bogus shit and ran away. Get him back in here. No, and Aaron, we're going there. Xbox still has discs. What happened to your PlayStation discs? What happened to the PlayStation discs? What happened? I was going to save this for the show, but I'm going to give you a little preview here. Let me tell you something. If you were here and you're Mr. Aaron right now and you're like, do I go buy physical games? Let me tell you something. It is better to get physical games the way PlayStation's doing it with an optional disc drive than with Xbox. Where if you go buy a digital Xbox and you say, I want to start making physical games right now, guess what? You got to go buy a whole other ass Xbox, a new console, $800 just because you want to get discs. If I go to my friend's house and go, hey, dude, I got Astrobot on disc. You want to play it? He goes, well, shit, I bought a digital PlayStation. Guess what I could say? For only $79.99, you could go buy a disc drive and slap it right on that PlayStation and you get a physical. Yo. And who says they're not going to do that with the PlayStation 6? They already have a modular approach where you could buy a digital PlayStation and evolve it to physical with a disc drive add-on. Xbox don't have a digital. You got to make that decision right there at the Target. You got to go, well, if they have it in stock. But then you got to go, it's like, okay, well, I bought an all-digital Xbox. You bought a Series S. And you're like, I want physical game. No, you bought an Xbox with a no disc drive, the stripper glitters. And you go, I want physical. No, stripper glitters has it. You bought a digital white Xbox. All digital. And now you say, I want discs. You got to go buy a new console. There's no add-on. PlayStation, you could go buy a physical. You could go buy an all-digital PlayStation, any one. And you slap on a disc drive. And now it's a physical. So, if you weren't sure about your physical library, or you weren't sure, the PlayStation approach of just a adaptable, boom, right on, makes a lot of sense to the customer. Oh, you could change your mind later. Just buy this extra external drive and you could play it. Xbox says no, there's no option. You buy it and that's yours. If you want to decide to go physical discs, you got to go buy a whole ass console with a disc drive in it, if you can find it. So, I don't know. I agree. If it's a PC, they could easily do an external DVD, the Blu-ray reader. Hell, you know what would be even awesome, Aaron, is if that I could take the reader that I got right here, my Blu-ray writer, and that will read the disc. But you can't do that because they got it. Actually, it doesn't work because PC doesn't. Well, shit, who knows? I don't even know what happens to your PC if you put a disc drive in it. I don't know if it can read. They can't read the game discs. I don't think it has to be a special Xbox game drive. It can't be. I don't think it could be just a Blu-ray drive. I don't think that could read Xbox game disc. Maybe not. Who knows? But they should. And we don't know. That's why I'm saying, like, we do not know what PlayStation's doing. That's why all this horse shit with physical discs and stuff, I'm confused. And I got a question for the chat to ask because I'm confused of what the hell we're fighting for. Because I'm confused. Is it my old library? Is it my new library? Is it future games? Is it support? We'll talk about it. But yeah, but Asha just said you don't have to buy an Xbox right now. I thought we were done with this. I thought Xbox was the core. Like somebody said, this does not look like a return to Xbox. No. And she did this right before they just increased the prices astronomical on the Xbox console. Exactly, Josh. And Anonymous Boss with some more jewels. Yo, somebody help Anonymous Boss. He's throwing all the jewels at us. I'm like a fountain. He's throwing the jewels at me. Speaking of PlayStation, they announced in their financials that they are doing just great, which sucks because, you know, they're just nobody's competing with them. And they have now hit PlayStation at 95.3 million. They're just waiting for GTA to go over the 100 million. And this is after selling one of the lowest quarters year over year with the PlayStation price increase. That's where they are now. They're 95.3 million with the PlayStation. So they did their little spiel. They went through their financials. Where's their little stuff here? And they also spoke on their physical media there. So this is what PlayStation's quarterly results are. Since we did Xboxes, let's do PlayStation's. And yeah, PlayStation has reached 95.3 million consoles shipped. 1.6 million consoles sold in the first quarter. That is down year over year 36%. And that's because of the price increases. And probably, you know, people waiting for GTA, I guess. But price increase definitely probably affected the hell out of that thing because everybody bought it the month before. These price increases went in there. Overall sales, 5.8 billion for the quarter, up 0.6, essentially flat. Impacted by a decrease in sales of hardware and third-party games. Income profit increased to 37% thanks to U.S. tariff refunds, whatever else that is. 125 million monthly active users, that's up 2% year over year. The digital download ratio is 82%. Negatively impacted by increased costs, notable investments in next-gen platform development and restructuring costs. Thank you, Bungie. And addressing the global memory shortage, Sony said it has secured the quantity of memory necessary to meet our projected sales value for fiscal year 2026. There is no change in our plan for hardware profitability for 26, similar to 2025 fiscal year. That, I think, is very important because the fact that they were able to scoff up the memory enough for their year hopefully means that we won't see any more PlayStation price increases there. This is the first report after the price increase. So yeah, so this is the ultimate, you know, slap in the face. Thank you, Anonymous Boss, for another 100 joules. So hardware probably shouldn't go up because if you remember, if you go back to the way Asha was speaking about the future of Xbox in her interviews during the Fan Fest or whatever it was with the Wall Street Journal, what she was saying was that we've determined the reason why Xbox is so out of position right now is because they were not in the position to get those big global memory purchases because their consoles was not the orders were they didn't order ahead of time. And now they're kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place going like, we really can't manufacture tons of these things. That's why go to the cloud or wait for Project Helix because Phil was asleep at the wheel. Exactly, Don John Sean. Phil was just asleep. Like, he just did not pre-order these things. Yeah, it is like didn't pre-order RAM, and now the RAM is astronomical. You know, you pre-order a game, you forgot to pre-order the game, and then when you go try to find it, now it's on secondhand sites for $200. You're like, oh my God, I didn't pre-order it. Well, that's what happened with Xbox. They got caught with their pants down. They didn't have enough orders. They didn't have enough install base. They didn't have enough foresight to buy the RAM, where PlayStation and Nintendo did. That's why there's been more price increases with Xbox than there have been with PlayStation. Xbox is on its third price increase. PlayStation only did 2. Last year, I think, and this year. So Xbox is kind of screwed, and they just increased the price again. And that's the tariffs too, Captain Apply. That happened last year with those things. So this is their report. So everything kind of looks, again, you're looking at a quarter for both of them that are really low. Xbox was really in the minuses. Sony actually shares real numbers, so you actually see what those things are. Those things. And I guess, didn't Soros release in March? Yeah, or April? I think Soros released in March. Yeah, so they did mention Soros did all right, but they didn't talk about Soros sales. I didn't think, No, and I bet you they're going to talk about Wolverine sales on Marvel Token. I'm sure they're going to be shouting those. But Soros, I don't think was a big seller. It was a great game. I thought it was great. But definitely it evolved more of Returnal. If you didn't like Returnal, you're probably not going to like Soros that much. There, but I guess it didn't do that well financially for them. So that I know, Magnalord. That's the thing. I can't believe how out of touch Xbox was with this whole memory crisis. Thinking like this AI impact and server farms and stuff wasn't going to impact their business. So yeah, very interesting. And Mike Ybarra pointed out 82% of games purchased are digital. That's very high. I recall when I was in the business, we passed 50%, which was a huge milestone. I wish physical media was here to stay, but purchasing trend from customers is clear. I really hope we see digital promise of trust, transparency, and clarity soon across all media. Yeah, not to say Soros was a bad game. It just didn't there. And then we address the physical games. Ybarra leads us into blame Phil for everything, Josh. But also Asha said everything's an Xbox. She just said the same thing. So now we're gonna come to this physical games, and you could see, our good friends over at Does It Play, which, you know what, let's listen to what Sony has to say. The new enemy number one, this lady, the CFO of PlayStation and Sony. Let's see what she had to say about the thing. Her quote is, "We put a lot of time and thought. We cautiously considered this. We came to this conclusion, and we're going to cautiously move forward with this." Lin Tao, thank you.
So PS5 ending disc production. The second question. So on this point, so we announced that January 2028 onwards, we will no longer be manufacturing game discs. So 1.5 years ahead. So we made this announcement at this time.
And like I said, 1.5 years ahead of time, she's letting people know. On Xbox, that's called transparency. Anyway.
There are various reasons we made this decision. The biggest being that the digitalization of contents overall has been progressing. That's the big factor. It's not just for PlayStation, but for all kinds of contents, digitalization is progressing. And so when we think about the future, and we put in a lot of thought and time, and we cautiously considered this, and we came to this conclusion, and we're going to cautiously move this forward. And to this decision, we have received various opinions, and people have strong views, and we understand that the community has put forth those views to us. Games are loved by many people. It's a form of entertainment that's loved by people, and it's connected to people's fond memories in many cases. And so we understand those emotions. We want to consider that. And in the future digital ecosystem, how do we engage the gamers is something that we would like to continue to explore. Thank you.
I'm sorry how low that was, but they're very soft spoken. But yes. She said, basically, I'm going to put it in to the Grindhouse translator. Hold on. Hold on. It's going in through the Grindhouse translator. Here we go. Hold on. It's going through it. I'm going to take this and put it through the translator. And output. Here it is. I got the output. This is what she said.
It's not even pink. It's raw.
And Coop has delivered undercooked salmon.
She said it's a raw deal. It is that it. They said, we hear you. We hear you. But we don't care. We're still going ahead with this because it's not just PlayStation, it's everything. She says, we hear you. This is the year of we hear you, but we don't care. We're not listening, we hear you. Again, she heard you. She heard people crying on the internet. She heard this. She said, we don't care. We're moving ahead as business. But what she says, we're cautiously approaching. So, this is the problem that's going on here. The problem is that you are trying to announce this in a year and a half, but we don't know what the PlayStation 6 is. We don't know what it can do. We don't know what it has. We don't know the accessories. We don't know shit. All we know is the bad news is that you are not going to make physical games anymore after 2028, January. There is no, what are we going to do with anything? There is no clarity. There is no specific, there's nothing. And this is the same thing we see with Helix, the same thing that we're seeing with the PlayStation 6. They don't talking about it. They will be fools to tell you about the PlayStation 6 and all that shit right now because they are on the cusp. They're probably sitting there with like a Rockstar going, you son of a bitch, Rockstar. Just released this GTA 6. I can't believe it was supposed to be out in May. We would have not been having this conversation right now. But you guys jerking around, making it come out in November. We are hanging on by the skin of our teeth to just sell the last millions of PlayStations to get to 100 million and move on, bitch. But because Rockstar took their goddamn sweet-ass time and kept delaying this shit year after year after year, the whole industry right now is holding on to their balls. Waiting.
Directly to Black Nuts.
Waiting. They're all trying to buy time. They're like, where the hell is this GTA? So I don't have to hear this shit anymore. This is what they're waiting for. They're everything is they're just holding on. They're like, this will blow up our console. Sony just give us this month. Just get us out of this shithole. But I think they did a major disservice to whatever the hell this plan is by not sharing the whole plan. And they get all the smoke that they deserve for being fools in the PR department for doing this, knowing that it's going to cause an uproar. And probably not good PR for them. But they figured, hey, great games. Duke Concord wasn't good PR for them. And they wiped the slate clean with Astrobot. So they're probably sitting here going, dude, right now for July, when nobody's around, they're at beaches right now. We'll get this shit out there. And then guess what? They're going to come back. They're going to see Spider-Man in the movies. They're going to play Marvel Tokon. Then we're going to play Wolverine. Then they're going to play GTA. They're going to play Call of Duty. And by that time, they'll be glazed out their ass. They'll be smacking around that PlayStation glaze, the smile from ear to ear, playing greatness. That you won't even know what my name is. Lin Tao, whoever her name is. They'll be like, you may know who this person is. You won't even know who this person is. Once they come back from the beaches, they're going to go watch our Spider-Man movie. They're going to go play Spider-Man 2. Then they're going to go play Marvel Tokon. Then they're going to play Wolverine. And then they're going to play GTA. And then going to play Call of Duty while they wait for GTA. And then play GTA. And then we'll roast them up with some God of War. And then we'll hit them up with this. And before they know it, they'll name Lin Tao Hu, whoever her name is, will be forgotten from the world. We just got to hit them up. We just got to hit them up with a little bit of that. You know, we're going to take a page out of Play Xbox's book, and we get a little bit of that PlayStation Glees. That's right. She has it right there. There it is, Grinders. The PlayStation Glees. She's like, we got him. Whatever her name is. She's like, let them, like, you know, while they're on the beaches, drinking pina coladas, they'll be hating on me, doing some hate tweets. But then when they come back, they'll be all Marvel glazed up. And PlayStation will be their home. And Asha will be telling people to go play their game on their Hisense TV. No console required. Meanwhile, PlayStation's like, bitch, you're going to be playing the only place you can play Wolverine, the Glaze Station. But that's their thing. This is what I need. I need to ask the Grindhouse. Hit the over 160 people in here. Please hit that like button. I got to ask the question because we got Does It Play going ape shit. They're the ones who are calling for this. And I'm going to give you some deglazing too. We talked about the PlayStation glaze. We got to come to the Grindhouse deglazing. We're going to go to Does It Play, and I'm going to show you something very interesting. But Does It Play is crawling up that ass of Sony so much. They're all over the place, whining and complaining, and they're starting this boycott. But if we go back and remember what they're doing, I need to know, Grinders, I need to know, what are we fighting for? Because I am confused, and this will lead us into, after we do Does It Play, what the Xbox thing is, because everybody seems to be going like, oh, this digital transfer program, this physical to digital is glorious. It's like, but what are we fighting for? And this is where I got to ask the Grindhouse. That's right, Corey. That's exactly what they said. Let me ask you guys this question. What are we fighting for? What are we fighting for? Because reading this, I keep coming back to this thing because I'm like, all right, so they closed, so we're boycotting because they closed Blue Point. They have a misguided live service strategy, and that is coming like 3 days, a misguided live service strategy, 3 days before Marvel Tokon, the live service game. So we're boycotting that. So that mean that mean Does It Play is not playing Marvel Tokon because it's part of this live service strategy? Canceling fan events. Didn't they just have a huge fan event in the theaters to watch their show? And they had Wolverine menus with drinks? Didn't they just do that in June? Wasn't that a fan event that they had free? Go to these theaters around the United States, have a Marvel Wolverine menu with drinks and popcorn, Wolverine popcorn, and watch our show? So I need to know, what are we fighting for here? So they did have a fan event, but they're canceling fan events. They left PSVR 2 to die. None of this right now says the word discs in it at all. I'm still confused. Where are the discs? What does that have to do with discs? Canceling fan events, misguided live service, shutting down Blue Point, leaving PSVR 2 to die, or out of touch with franchises. Where are the discs? Oh, here they are, the second paragraph. So the first paragraph is used that have VR2 that want to fight. PSVR 2 don't have any discs. That's right. So I have no clue what. So that's the first paragraph of the boycott. They canceled fan events and live service strategies. So people boycott for that. Blackout. Here come the physical disc. Physical discs is the last straw. Oh, that should be the first thing. Physical ownership and digital rights of your ownership of games should be the friggin' first sentence of what this blackout is about. Because I thought that's what we're fighting for. You're just listing a whole bunch of horse shit to try to get everybody. Like, snowshoe the whole thing in there. And this is what I don't understand. Then, after they finally talk about the discs and understand that the discs are going away, there are so many issues with PlayStation. Bringing back physical games would only be meeting it halfway. So even if Sony brings back physical media in 2028, according to Does It Play, that's only half the battle. So they're still not satisfied. So is this really about physical discs?
It's not even pink. This is raw.
No disc, no buy. I don't see that in here. Even if Sony goes, you know what, Does It Play? We messed up. We're reversing course. Does It Play says that's only meeting us halfway. Halfway. They're still not satisfied. That's it. They said they want more. They want Twisted Metal. They want SOCOM. They want Sly Cooper. They want Resistance. They want Japan Studios to come back. They want the PlayStation experience. Then they maybe be satisfied. So again, what are we fighting? Like, what is it? Where's digital rights and physical libraries and collections? That should be the main thing. What is this? This is the blackout that everybody's jumping on for the last month. It makes no sense. What are we fighting for? So I was like, you know what? I'm confused. Let's go click on their name and see why they're balls and such a tizzle. So let's go to doesitplay.com. I got to go there and I got to deglaze the Does It Play because I am confused of why they are trying to snowshoe all this horse shit in here. So why don't we go to doesitplay.com?
My number one customer.
Let's go. Let's go to Does It Play. Here we are, the website. I'll get you glazed door. We got to do a little deglazing here. I'm confused. So, this is the craziest thing. They have a website where they go statistics. Does it have offline play and does it a download required? Right? So, what I said was like, let's click on PlayStation 5. 709 entries. 93% of them you could play offline. About more than half, around 70%, if you do no download required, the game is on the disc. All right? So about 30% or so are not on the disc, which is a problem in itself. Like I said, this battle should have been going on for a while, right? Now, I was like, well, in comparison, let's go see Xbox's numbers because we know Xbox has kind of abandoned the discs altogether with no games on disc. Let's see what their ratio is. So I clicked on the Series X because I wanted to keep it within the same generation. And look, about half of the Xbox games are on disc. The other half are not. So more PlayStation games are on disc than Xbox games. But then my grindhouse eyeballs took something else and realized why Does It Play is so far up the Sony asshole. Look at this. What number stands out to you with the enhanced grindhouse zoom? Of all the generational games, the Series X, they only have 79 entries. But with PlayStation 5, they have 793. They were able to test 793 PlayStation games, but Series X games 79. Oh, that don't sound good. That sounds like Sony paying your meal ticket right there, because the majority of your whole entire website is the PlayStation carrying it. Because let's see Switch. Switch 1 is good. Switch 2, 49. But then I was like, Xbox, let's see Xbox Series X and Xbox One. Let's do 2 generations. We're at 78. We're at less games. 78 entries. So we found out who their meal tickets are. So we don't have a Xbox boycott. I don't get it. But I just thought it was very interesting that I was just very shocked as the difference of their install base. You would say, like, we are the same years in for a Series X and a PS5. How is there not even 100 games tested for the Xbox? Even PC. 27 entries of PC games Does It Play. PS4, that's their meal ticket. So what did I say with the boycott? Because you could easily, Grindhouse, we got 6 years of content here. We could easily list all the shit that Xbox did and say, yeah, blackout. But you could see why Sony says no more physical games. Guess what happens? Does It Play is no more. They got to figure out something else to do because Xbox ain't helping them. And I guess they'll have to become a Nintendo channel with the Switch too. That's what they need to do. So I guess there'll be a Switch 2 channel. That'll be the last one. But I thought it was very interesting. They fired the guy doing Xbox ones. Oh, man, they got rid of the Xbox guy. But I just thought it was very interesting to the transparency, since we're talking about transparency and boycotts and no disc, no buy. It's very interesting that Does It Play is solely rolling around in PlayStation entries and is not balanced with Xbox entries. We're testing physical video games and hardware completely offline to inform you. We want to raise awareness about the importance of game preservation and consumer rights. That's them. But I just thought it was very interesting why they're going so hard on the PlayStation. I told you. It's like GameStop or GameFly saying, keep us in business. They're not fighting for your rights. They're fighting for their viability. Because globally, they got 3,515 games tested. 3,000. And almost a third of them are PlayStation 5 games. And the other one, Xbox, is 79. So I just think it's very interesting because you would think with this program that's going to be talked about with Xbox, you would think this all no disc, no buy would be a complete all over the place. But, and that's why I just need to ask, what are we fighting for? Because I'm just a little confused as to what are we, and this is where I honestly want to ask everybody a question, because I was just asking this to myself today. So, for those that, and again, this is no knock on physical media, I was just explaining, Does It Play has a lot of their own benefits in mind to do this, and they're pretending to say they're one of us. They're not one of us. They are a website that thrives on PlayStation physical games in order to justify Does It Play. Xbox is 79 entries. They're at almost 800 entries for PlayStation. That's their meal ticket. So that's why I said campaign organized by them and how they threw in a whole bunch of just random PlayStation shit into it doesn't really mean that they're fighting for us and our rights. But that doesn't mean that we should not fight for what we believe in digital ownership. So that's where it is. But I'm not following some corporation telling me to keep their doors open. That's not who I'm fighting for, because that's where they benefit from us. If Sony says you don't own the games, but we're keeping physical discs, Does It Play is good. They're like, oh, as long as you keep doing physical discs, we're in business. So yeah, I don't give a shit what they do with them, as long as we can still do our website. And they're biased towards PlayStation because PlayStation is a majority of their games. They don't do Xbox for some reason. I don't know how you do a Does It Play website and you're not testing PlayStation disc versus Xbox disc. You should have equal entries of Xbox and PlayStation games. How do you have not 800 PlayStation 5 games and 79 Xbox games? That is how do you, what kind of website have you? And then giving me percentages breakdown, that makes no sense. Your denominator is off. It's almost 10%. You should be saying, well, does Wukong play on Xbox? Does Wukong play on PlayStation? Does Call of Duty play on Xbox? Does Call of Duty play on PlayStation? It should be 1-to-1. You should be comparing them. But you're not. How does that happen? So that's something I got to ask. I'm confused. But what I want to ask my audience here, what are we fighting for in the sense of this? If you own physical library collection, are you concerned that the PlayStation 6 without it may not have a disk drive to support your collection? Or, and either one, are you concerned that there will be no more physical games to add to your collection? Because as we've seen from whatever little data they have, some of these physical games are really just a false sense of security. The game is not all on the disc. You still need online verification and the rest of the game. You can't just go take your game and your PlayStation into the woods and play. Maybe for 70% of those games. But there are a bunch of games that don't have it, which is interesting. So, is it the concern that your library won't be supported? Or is it that there's just no more physical games and you like physical games because you like collecting the boxes or you like the discs? Because the one thing that they did kind of allude to is that they may, working with retailers, they may still have boxes like GTA 6, but there won't be a disc in there. There will just be a code. So this is where I'm like, it's the medium changing, but if it's a game that's not on a disc and versus a code, it's almost like the same thing. But they're still giving you a case. Is it the case? Is it the casing? Like if they give you the book, the metal book, the metal casing without a game inside, like they do with those audience, like with the collector's editions, like is that okay if you get a case? See, that's where I'm like, I'm not sure, because like if you look at how people are treating this Xbox thing, they're like, oh yeah, that's great, that's what I want, and I'm like, but wait, but that doesn't answer no disc, no buy. And do you still buy it on the disc even if the game is not on the disc? And you don't know that. They're not clear about that. You got to go to a website or watch our good grinder Will 777 to find out if the game is on the disc or if you have to download more of it. So what is the answer? Because it is all over the friggin' place. Like, if I want physical, I want a game to know that that game will go with me wherever I play, regardless of my internet connectivity. Then that's the game that's on the disc. That's physical ownership. But if the game is not on the disc, it's almost the same thing as giving me a digital code. And this is where the issue lies. Because you want to know what's interesting. I was thinking about how the movie industry did it. Is when you bought the movie, you got the Blu-ray of the movie, you got the digital code, and sometimes you even got the DVD version of the movie. And then you could have redeemed your code and then gave the disc to somebody else. Go watch the movie. But for some reason, gaming is not like that. They're greedy ass bitches over there and the publishers for gaming. They don't want us to share our games. They don't want me to redeem a code, play my game, and then give it to my friend and say, hey, you go play it. With the movies, they were fine with that for some reason. With movies, they're like, oh, here's your digital code, redeem it on Movies Anywhere, and then go take the disc and give it to your friend and put it in their minivan. They didn't give a shit. It's your movie. You get the digital version and you get the physical version. You paid us $25. Do whatever the hell you want with the movie. But for some reason, these publishers and games are a bunch of bitch asses. And they won't just make it that simple. Hell, look at Xbox Cloud. I own these games, but I gotta pay to play the game on the cloud, or gotta watch ads to play the games I own. If I bought that game for $60, I should have access to that game on cloud, on digital, and physical, just like the movies. Why do I gotta pay to access my game in the cloud? Movies, they didn't say, well, you know what? If you want to redeem that code, you gotta pay $10 a month for Movies Anywhere to access that on other services. They never did that. But why are they doing that with games? And on top of that, they add microtransactions to games where they get money within the game or DLC. Movies don't do that either. They're milking the shit out of us for gaming. And that's bullshit. That is bullshit. Because if you want to treat it like every other media, movies did fine. They said, you pay $25, do what the hell you want with our movie. I don't give a shit. I paid $70 for a game. Just leave me the hell alone. I should go put it on Games Anywhere, and I should play it on anything I want and give the disc to my friends. And that's it. But for some reason, no. And there's monetizations inside games to get even more money. Movies don't have you want to finish the rest of the movie? That is the $10 DLC. So it's interesting how they milk the shit out of us in gaming, and they don't want us to share our games. They don't want the secondhand market. They don't want used games. They don't want that stuff. They want they want you to buy the game 5 times for 5 different family members. And that's right, they do pay. That's right, Zetmondo. Because what I think is that gaming kind of falls in the line of addiction and gambling. Hell, that's why they added loot boxes and all that other shit. They added gambling practices into gaming. Because there's an addiction to that kind of entertainment. Where gaming is more interactive entertainment, like playing slots or playing roulette or interacting. Whereas movies is passive. So a lot of those gambling tropes don't work in movies, but they could do it in games. Hell, what do you think casinos are? They're fucking video games. And they just monetize the shit out of us. It's a different beast. But they rather do this. And the same thing goes to this disc to digital program. So I just don't know what, like they're not, first off, that Does It Play campaign will not be satisfied if they do bring back discs. So that's only half the battle, they said. Oh, okay, whatever, guys. My thing is if PlayStation says we're doing a disc drive attachment for the PlayStation 6, I know everybody's not going to be satisfied, but like, does that answer, is that the concern that people have? Like, the PS6 won't support the physical library collection? Because I got to think, if I was a collector and I had walls of physical discs, my biggest concern will be like, well, I'm going to buy a PlayStation 6, but what happens to my physical history? Am I able to play these PlayStation 5 games I bought on the PlayStation 6? That what I think is the biggest concern, is that if you made a collection of games, of PS4 and PS5 games, can you still play those games on a PlayStation 6? And only if they offer an external hard drive or a conversion program would that happen. So I would think of collectors, that is probably the biggest thing, because their collection, when I go on to my digital, I see, oh yeah, you have 1,300 games. Okay, good. I know those 1,300 games will come with me because the majority of them are digital. Some of them are physical, which I got rid of, but it counted those as well. But like, if I had a majority of physical library, I'll be like, oh shit, this not coming to me. I'm not buying a PS6 because my game, I'll just stick with the PS5. But that's what I mean. They're a bunch of shitheads for not explaining what the future is. So everybody is creating the future for them because Sony was bitch asses. They were not clear on what their position for cautiously approaching. Lin Cow, whatever your name is, explain yourself. What does cautiously approaching mean? What the hell does that mean? Are you going to do a disc? Are you not going to do a disc drive? Will the PlayStation 5 disc drive be compatible with future PlayStations? You should be able to answer those questions to shut up and the concerns. But your dumbass is just saying, well, we're going to still move ahead with it without clarifying. So they're going to continue to get the smoke, and they're a bunch of stupid asses for not explaining the full picture. And probably up until the day the PlayStation 6 is announced and they see a disc drive, then whatever. But they're going to get in all this bullshit because they are not, they're not smart. At all. And I don't know what the hell cautious means. Does that mean that there's a way that they could do? Maybe they're still working with retailers. Because that's the other thing in this whole thing, is that retail is part of this. If they're going to offer retail some physical discs or physical boxes to put on shelves, then they might say, oh, well, I don't care what's in the box. I'm just going to sell the game. Also, if they allow retailers to put sales on such boxes or things like that. That would be the same thing as, see, if I could go into Best Buy and they could be like, hey, you know what? This game that's been released for like 6 months, we're going to put it on sale for $30. And now I could get the game in the store for $30 and play the game and redeem the code for $30 from Best Buy sale. I'm okay with that. Because that's the whole benefit for me for physical, was that there's other stores that could put, Target could say, we're doing 2 for 1. If they allow retailers to still offer sales on whatever media they're selling, because as of right now, when they're just doing the cards, there's not a lot of, they're treated like gift cards. There's not a lot of sales. There's no sales on those. But if they're going to still have some sort of physical presence, but in the box, but what's in the box is not a disc, it's a digital code, but retailers are still able to MSRP lower those prices to put them on sale, 10% off, 30% off, just like Spider-Man's on sale at Best Buy right now. If they could do that, then I'm okay with that, because that's the whole reason why I still have the physical option, because I want competition with Target, Walmart, Best Buy that could just say, hey, you know what? We're going to do 2 for 1 this holiday. And I could get the games that are not on sale on the PlayStation Store for cheaper if I buy the codes or the boxes or whatever from Target. So treat it just like physical, except that it's not a disc anymore. It's just a code. Because I think that's the thing. If you still put and maybe they come out with small little boxes, a new set of boxes. I don't know. Corey says that's not how sales work. Why? It's if they want to get stuff off of the shelves. It's an MSRP. The company, the Best Buy, is taking a hit by putting the game on sale, but they're trying to get you in the door. That's what they're doing. That's not how sales are. Well, how they work, Corey? Best Buy can't put a game on sale? Oh, the Hulk is out. Back to Vita boxes. I don't know. Maybe they go to Vita boxes. But if the retailers are allowed to put the games on sale, because there's the MSRP, and they could just say, yeah, 10% off, 15% off. Sony doesn't dictate that. They say the game is $60. You're only going to make 10 on it. I know. I remember when I used to buy games from Circuit City at cost as an employee. There used to be a $10 discount. That's it. Because they only made $10 on the game. I bought the game for $60. I got it for $10 off. That was my discount. Because those are not marked up a lot. No, it's and that's the other thing. Retail really don't give a shit about selling the games because they don't make a lot of money on the games. Retail only makes like $10. When I worked at Circuit City back in the day, man, I used to not buy a lot of games from there because I'm like, they're only $10 off. That's it. But hell, if you buy a controller, you buy a controller, that's like 50% markup. You go buy any other accessory, 50% markup. They want you to buy the accessories. That's where the real money is. That's why they love the controllers and love all that stuff, because they probably buy it for like $40 and sell it for $70. The accessories have like a 50% markup. That's where retail makes its money. They don't make money on the games. The games never had a big markup. What they use for the sales for the games is to get people in the door. Because I remember when I bought stuff at cost, it was the accessories that I bought from the store. It wasn't the games. The games were not discounted. They were like $7 off. That's it. They weren't marked up a lot at all. I know. Nobody knows what Circuit City is. It was like a Best Buy. I know. Sorry, Grinders. Glassdoor Game with the 2. He says, Tom Warren saying Xbox is about to be discless too. Uh-huh. I hope doesn't play curls up that ass. Jay Shield, member of 40 months. VIP Grindy says, let's hit that like button. Let's go. That's right. Let's hit that like button, Grinders. We're cooking. Octagon Ocelot with the 5. He goes. In my opinion, if you're a collector of physical games, then collect your PS5. Forward compatibility was never promised forever. That's some hard truth right there. That's right, Jay Shield. Octagon Ocelot. Yeah. I miss Circuit City too. Best Buy, no competition. Thank you. Hit that like button if you remember Circuit City, please. I worked there for 4 years as sales. I sold cameras, computers, TVs, sound systems. It was all good. My specialty was digital cameras. And maybe at the gaming grindhouse at the balcony, I will tell you some funny retail stories. Oh, man, you want some funny stories? I'll tell you some funny stories. How retail was back in the day, man. I'm going to tell you, know what's funny? If you go watch my 40-Year-Old Virgin, dude, that where they worked with the TVs and oh, man. That was me in the Circuit City days, man. The warehouse guys came over, man. We had the I'll go on. I'll save it for the balcony show. Yeah, it is some funny stories, dude. Back to the 70s. No, that was one of the early 2000s. I worked at Circuit City when just to give you a hint, I worked at Circuit City when digital cameras were like at 3 and 4 megapixel, and I had to fight every single photographer telling them that digital was good. And they had to talk and yelled at me about they yelled at me like I created the 35 millimeter competition. They screamed at me going, I will never go to digital. I'm all film. Your fault. And I'm like, yeah, you digital, you can print that. I'm not printing yo. I had the Kodak guy that looked, listen, if you're a VIP, you're gonna want to hear those stories. You'll be laughing your ass off because it's the behind the scenes of retail. I'm gonna give you some retail stories. You're gonna love that. That's for the balcony. But yeah, it was at sale. It was at cost. And that's where I went over to the video game section and my friend was like, hey, get the games. And it was only $10 off for physical games. Oh man, I'm going to tell you Black Friday stories. I will tell you when I went crazy and threw stuff at a customers. I gave away stuff that wasn't, they're stories. They are stories at yours truly, Gaming Grindhouse, working in retail, especially at Circuit City, or as I called it, Shitty City. Listen, you will be rolling. So that's for the balcony. I'm going to tell those VIPs that you want stories, off the cuff stories. I'm going to tell you all the stories. It was not good. Attacking people, trying to steal things, watching people steal things, and running after them. Grind this, this stories. I gotta tell you some retail horror shows. That's why I feel bad for those retail people right now. But that was back in the day when you had to know your shit because you were a salesperson. You were built on commission. That's why it was wild back then in those days. You need to know what the hell you were talking about because you were commissioned. Service plans and all, it was the that was that was Zamando was the Attitude Era in Circuit City, dude. Both of those went hand in hand. I was watching the Attitude Era and working at Circuit City at the same time. Couple of Austin 316 Grindhouse 316 said I just whooped your ass. Buy this digital camera. That's right. Degeneration. It was the same time too. The Attitude Era was the same time I was working at Circuit City, so it was wild. I could even tell you about times where I did backyard wrestling. We did that. Me and my friends did that. I got some stories. I got some fun shit. Like, oh man, not gaming wise. If you want to hear some funny ass stories, I got some wild stories. I'll tell you that the high school and college days, man. I'll What is that? Didn't you see the electronics out of the white vans? No, I did not sell that the docks. No, I did not. I was pumped off a Raw and SmackDown, dude. Those were the days. It was wild. Oh, even computers back in the day, like what was high tech, what was new. I remember when I bought my first widescreen laptop, the compact X1000, I think it was. It was like the first widescreen laptop. Everybody's like, why would you get that? And I'm like, it's a widescreen laptop. And it was like a first 16:9 compact X. I think it was the X1000. It was a widescreen laptop, and it was like a freak show because everything was like 4:3, like work laptops. And I was like, but to watch video, like watch what? Like watch video. Yeah, it was wild. I think it was the X1000. I think that was. I remember buying that one there. I bought a lot of shit. Oh my god, you want to know what I bought? What was it? The compact X1000. I'm digressing here. Let me see if this was it. It was silver. I'm gonna have a flashback when I say if my memory is wild if I remember that model number. Oh, I did! The Presario X1000. Holy crap, grinders. This was one of the laptops I bought from Circuit City. Here it is. What the hell is this? There it is. This silver laptop. Yo, there it is. That was the laptop I bought. The first widescreen laptop that we sold there. The Presario Compact X1. Yo, I think I threw it away. I might still have that thing. It was a beast. You could knock somebody out with that thing. E-machines were wild back at that time, dude. E-machines. People all wanted was a friggin' e-machine. Dude, that is crazy that I remember that. Yo, hit that like button for me remembering that model number. That is some scary shit. Yeah, it started at $12.99. Dude, back then in 2003. Oh! It weighed 6.5 pounds and 1.3 inches thick. Oh! Pause.
I don't know. Like, I'd have to go.
It had USB 2.0 ports. Oh, here it is. Oh, man, grinders, look at this. Now it goes on sale for $45 with no battery. Oh. Oh, look at this. It had a disk drive in it, too. I was rocking. There it is. The first widescreen laptop, man. Woo, look at the size of that trackpad. Look at that trackpad. You fit one finger on that thing. Oh, it had an SD card reader. Oh, man, an SD card reader, too. Oh, shit. There it is. The first widescreen laptop. There it is, grinders. Hit that like button. I'll tell you some stories. We're at 67 likes. Let's come on. Let's get to 100. Let's go, grinders. It had a printer connection. Oh, shit. I wasn't showing anything? Oh, man. What's some horse shit now? Now I got to look it up again. I was showing the whole thing. I wasn't sharing anything. Here it is. Sorry about that. Now hit the like button. I'm going to show you now. Want to see it? There it is. You see it now? There it is. A compact X1000 notebook. 1.3 inches thick. 6.5 pounds. Woo! It came with a Pentium, an Intel Pentium, oh my goodness, a Pentium M running at 1.3 gigahertz to 1.6 gigahertz. It came with a whopping 256 megabytes of DDR SD RAM. It had a Mobility Radeon, ATI Mobility Radeon 9200. Remember ATI? Oh, shit. Remember ATI? It was 40 gigabytes with a IDE hard drive of 4200. 8 out of 10 reviews from CNET. 8 out of 10. It was Windows XP Pro 32-bit. A Pentium. Oh my goodness, I said a Pennington. Pennington Bear. A Pentium. Dude, fucking Pentium processors, dude. Wow, there was an M for mobility. I remember because I was like, oh, it has the mobility processor. That means it has a better battery life. I know, that's how old I am. Pentium. Anyway. That's some serious shit. Yo, 2023, that's some serious shit right there. That was a flex. That was a flex in 2023. I had grills and chains. I had a Pentium M. I had the first mobile processor. Flexing my ATI graphics card. Shit. My disk drive and everything. That's right. I walked out of that Circuit City with grills. I had my teeth. I had the grills in my teeth, like bling bling, ching. I was like, I work here at Circuit City. Give me my X1000 widescreen. They're like, but laptops are for work. No, they're not. There you go. All about the Pentiums. That's right. Bling, bling. Walked out my grills. Wait. Oh, y'all grinders. I got stories. That was a little tidbit. Hit that like button, subscribe, become a VIP, man. Little Timmy nonsense. Now we feel old, man. That's crazy. But it just shows you, like, that 2023, you would think I'm talking about some 80s shit. That's crazy. 23 years ago, that was a laptop. And that was $1,300 23 years ago. Almost probably like $3,000 now. What that costs. And the equivalents with inflation and shit. It's crazy. But what makes you really feel old is remembering back in the day how much an Xbox cost. Oh!
I mean, I don't know. Like,
oh, man.
How about those exclusives?
Dude, it's official. The Xbox consoles, how increase. You're going to feel old right now. Remember when an Xbox cost $399? Now I make you really feel old. Your balls are dropping in the toilet bowl right now. That's how old we are. Sonny, remember when Xbox was $399? I remember back in the day when Xbox was a $399 console. It was for everybody. It was for all the grandkids. I said a $399 Xbox. These were the glory days. I was an old man. I can't believe the Xbox now at $800. $800. Yeah, remember Xbox was $399. Those were the old days when you get a hamburger for 25 cents. I remember Xbox. Back in my day, an Xbox Series X was $399. and you'll be able to get a hamburger for 25 cents. With me, the Xbox launched, and it was Power My Dreams for $499. Now $800. That's right. This new lady came in there named Asha, and she said, I'm going to make everything $800. God damn. My days, you could go get an Xbox down the street for a good old $499. And you had some games. You had no games, but it was $499. Now that Asha lady came in here and said, fuck your shit at $800. That's not my day. Not my day. Oh, no. That was back in my day. That Asha lady came in here and she said, increase that price on all your asses. Because it's all about the console. And then, after she increased the price to $800, then she just told me I don't need to buy that shit anymore. She said I could play that on my TV. Back in my day, I never thought I could play games on my TV. But this Asha lady came in here and said I could buy games on my TV, especially if I bought a Hisense TV. Who the fuck buys a Hisense TV? But Xbox is supporting Hisense. I don't know who the hell that shit is. Oh my God. Back in my day, the Xbox Ninjas, my friends. This is crazy, dude. Remember back in the days? Holy shit. Holy shit. Who the hell? I just said I'm gonna support Hisense TVs. Like who? Who sense? Look at these friggin' prices. Holy shit. Dude. And I always like to remind people. Peppy from Starbucks. I don't know, my voice started changing. I went from old man to old southerner. I don't know. I went all of my praises. I don't know. I can't control my impressions. I don't know. They went all over the place. It was old man, then old southern man, Xbox Ninjas. Hit that like button, grinders. Holy shit. what I always like to bring back is a reminder is that the Xbox Series X S, as in shit, 512 gigabyte is the same Xbox that was sold in 2020, 6 years ago. The 1 terabyte Xbox is the same Xbox that was sold in 2020. No, I got a Hisense projector, so anyway, I'll shit on myself with Hisense. But really, Hisense TVs, I got a Hisense projector. It's freaking lit, but yeah, anyway, it's a little bit of a reach. Like Samsung TVs, they're not putting them on Sony TVs. But what's crazy is that Microsoft and Xbox never revised their hardware. They never did. They never did. They never revised their hardware. It's the same box that had Power Your Dreams on it in 2020. There was no slim version. There was no updated version with better RAM, new hard drives, faster hard drives, ones that don't support that memory card. Maybe they just went to M.2s. No revision, no refresh, no reformatting, no new version. The same box. Oh, my. Listen, I got a Hisense projector. It's awesome. I love Hisense, but I just think it's pretty funny that that's a big announcement, Hisense TVs. But anyway. This is the crazy shit. It's like, this is the same old Xbox. And they increased the price of that thing. There was no slim version with disk drive add-ons like a PlayStation had. There was no revision. There was no slim version. They were the same boxes. So this is the same hardware that they've been shipping since 2020. And they're doing that. That's why I say, like, when the PlayStation increases the price, PlayStation actually had a new version than the launch hardware. This is a revision, which maybe made them be better prepared with memory and RAM because they actually redesigned their PlayStation to a slim version than the launch version of the PlayStation 5. And they also did a Pro on top of that. So they were evolving their hardware and making more orders to make that hardware, where Xbox been sitting on the same old-ass hardware since 2020. I can't believe that they're not prepared for this at all. It's so crazy that nobody's looking into, like, how is Xbox so ill prepared? Like, were they just done with console and then all of a sudden they go, oops, we have to push this generation out a bit more. Let's try to milk the rest of these Xboxes. I don't know. But they got caught off guard. They got caught with their pants down with this thing, because right here, they were not prepared. This is the third price increase. And look at these numbers. Today, it went, and you want to know, oh, Xbox sold a lot last month. Look at these numbers. If you missed out, you're screwed. Series S, the same one, $400 went to $500 for booster. The 1 terabyte version went from $450 to $600, more than the launch Xbox X. The S. The S that doesn't even get performance modes anymore now in these new games because it sucks. It's so weak. It was weak when it launched in 2020. It is antiquated now in 2026. It doesn't even get performance modes anymore. They just get some regular quality mode. It runs. It works. That's all we can do. They don't even have 120 hertz mode, 60 hertz mode. The S don't even go that route. They just drop off the quality mode, 30 frames. It is what it is. That's $600. The 1 terabyte digital, like I said before, you got to make your decision at launch with Xbox. If you say, I want to go physical later on, well, you got to buy a whole ass console. The digital Xbox 1 terabyte is going from $600 to $170, $750, $150 price increase. $150 for the Series X. And then the X, that's at $650, is gone now to $800. And they removed the 2 gigabyte SKU. The 2 gigabyte with the disk drive is gone. That's it. All you have now is basically the launch Xbox from 2020, the black one with the 1 terabyte and a disk drive that was $500 in 2020 is now $800. It launched at $499 in 2020, went up to $650, and now it's going up now to $800 for the original 1 terabyte Series X. And it went up even crazier in the EU. You think that look at the, I don't even know the equivalents here, but look at the percentage increases here. 43% price increase, 50%, 36, 33, 50% price increases, 48% for the Series S, 37. Dude, these price increases are almost double of what it costs. Good luck in Japan. 30% increase, 44%, 37. Dude, they went up almost over 40%. Almost buy one. You could buy 2 of them last month for the price you're going to pay for 1 of them this month. That is their global impact. What do they plan on doing? And what the hell is Helix going to be? But these price increases are absolutely crazy, and we didn't even get GTA 6 yet. We have an $800. Xbox Series X went up $300 in price before GTA 6. And the problem that they have is that they were trying to grow their console because they basically abandoned the thing. They've been trying to grow their console because they don't have a 94 million install base to sell their games to. Their install base is low. Their install base is like, what, 35 million, 40 million? So they don't have a huge install base to sell.
How about those exclusives?
And these prices are not going to give people the increase to go buy it. Who the hell's buying it now? If they didn't buy it last month, they're not buying it now because this is ridiculous prices, and they're not going to buy it for years. But the problem Microsoft has is that they don't have a cushion. They don't have an install base. That's why I always point out Steam, because Steam is their cushion, because they do not have the console install base to support games. Nonetheless, of those people that are on that console, they're getting their games through Game Pass, so they're not buying these games anyway.
How about those exclusives?
That's why I'm saying, like, financially, which is what Asha's focused on, it's dire because it's like you don't have the install base to support exclusive game to sell. You don't have enough people. Then on top of that, not only do you not have enough people, but the people there are getting the game through a subscription and not buying it because Game Pass cannibalizes sales. So the only place, even on PC, Game Pass is $13 a month. People could still play your games for cheap and not buy them on Steam. But because your store's so bad, they may buy them on Steam. But then you look at the Steam numbers, and those numbers are low for big franchises like Gears and Halo that just came out. So where are you selling and making money on your game? I don't know. That's why they got to get out of this business right here. And you think that they're lined up ready to go for a new console? And where do you think a new console is going to be? That's why even when PlayStation talks, I don't want to hear shit about a new console. I don't care. Get this shit under control, both of you. PlayStation and Xbox. Get this shit under wraps before we start talking about new consoles. Because I'm telling you right now, if you got PlayStations and Xboxes coming in over $1,000, they better have a launch lineup that melts my friggin' eyeballs. Don't tell me to play my old games better. You better have a launch lineup of games I've never seen before. I better see Kratos having a pin hair on the top of his head for the details of that game. Kratos better have peach fuzz on the top of his head. Like, I don't, you know, if these consoles, these new next gen consoles come in at these crazy prices, $1,000 and shit, they got to have a lineup for the ages. There's no way people are going to buy shit if you just go, well, here's this cross-gen game and it looks a little bit better on this bullshit. No way. You don't give me that? No way. Now I got to see, now because the price is so high, I got to justify it. No way, man. Now, PlayStation does have some power with exclusives, only place to play. Xbox is lost. There's a Schitt's Creek without a paddle. There's other place to play their game, so they can't create that FOMO. But PlayStation can. But dude, if that price is $1,000, they gotta bring back every franchise they ever did in a launch lineup that looks incredible to get people to bat an eye at $1,000 console. But I don't want to hear it. That's why when people are sitting here screaming over RAM prices and screaming over, like, what is it going to have and what's the cost? I don't give a shit. I know AMD and NVIDIA can't wait to announce their next graphics cards. But I could give a shit. Well, these prices are astronomical for old-ass tech that's 6 years old. I don't want to hear about anything new. That's why I'm in shock that we are this late in the generation and we are back to hardware. We shouldn't even be talking about hardware right now. Right now, it should all be about the investment that we made for the last 6 years, and now this is the time, this is the golden age of the console. That's what this time should be. But everybody wants to rush it. Everybody wants to be the leaker. Everybody want to piss their pants. Everybody want to be leaking. Everybody want to talk about new RAM and new process. You know what I say? Shove it up your ass. Because right now, we made an investment in these consoles, and now we should be reaping the benefits with the great games that come out for it. And what's crazy is that we are having great games, but it's getting muddied behind these jerk-offs with hardware because everybody wants to be the leaker. Everybody wants, oh, I heard it has 32 gigabytes of RAM and 2 terabytes and no disk drive. Shut up. Just let's play the games on these hardware. I don't want to hear about new consoles until this shit gets under control. Because they will be doing the same thing that they did for COVID. COVID was not the time to release these games, these consoles. And 2020 was not the time to release the PS5 or the Xbox. There was no friggin' stores open, no lineups, no launch parties, there's nothing. It was the worst launch lineup ever. There was scalpers out the ass, there was all these problems. But they launched these consoles anyway, and we suffered for it. We couldn't find PlayStations, a lot of cross-gen horse shit for years. Because the adoption rate of the new consoles was slow, because people couldn't find them because of the restrictions. It wasn't the time, but they forced it out there with pre-orders, nothing. No hype parties, nothing. Masks and all that horse shit that was going around. And are they going to do it again? Like, is this gaming industry that stupid that they're going to force these hardware again in an environment that's not healthy for their business? Because if they do, then PlayStation and Xbox deserve to go shit in a corner somewhere. Because they're dumbasses. If they're going to try to force new hardware in this environment. Because all they're going to get is a remaster of this generation. Where nobody will be buying their next-gen hardware. They'll be sitting on their PlayStation 5s and their series consoles. And the developers will be like, well, I guess I got to make it cross-gen again. And we'll have 4 years of games that are only playable on the PlayStation 5 and not taking advantage of the PS6 at all until the Pro 6 comes out. And if that's what they plan on doing because they're pressured by AMD to get their bullshit out there because they already made the chips and did this stuff, then they're stupid. they're stupid because I think this is not the environment. The economic environment right now is not made for hardware. And they will do it again. And if they do it again, then the gaming industry deserves to go find the ET hole somewhere and reset then. If these stupid-ass companies think that launching a new console in this environment is going to do anything. Xbox is trying to launch a new console saying, play your old games again. What, for $1,000? That's what we're doing? I'm going to play Xbox original games for a $1,500 PC? Because I can't wait to play Conquer with no online? Because you didn't give it the remaster that it deserved? The remake that it needed? You're trying to sell me Xbox 360 games through an emulator? Bitch, you could do that for $300 right now on Kinhank on Amazon. The videos come. We're going to do the live one. I'll show you. 360 emulator. $310 right now. Plug the hard drive into your PC. There you go. Any game you want, you own it. Do whatever you want to. Copy to a thumb drive. Do it. Right off of Amazon. And you can return it if you don't like it. And make more copies of the hard drive like I did. Oops. And put it on multiple PCs.
Like I'd have to go.
I got a whole goddamn arcade right now. Not waiting for no jerk off to decide to put some old ass games on some emulator through their Windows trash store. Who waiting for that shit? 3 games a month. Nobody waiting for that. It's the Kinhank 12 gigabyte hard drive. $310 on Amazon. You're welcome. It's the Kinhank. If you click on one of my retro nights, you can see it. I'm going to be doing another retro night. Kinhank, Kinhank. It's a 12 terabyte game drive. All the arcade games, all the console games you want. And you can put on your own on there too. Xbox emulation, all you want. Not have to wait for them. Not waiting for anybody. $300 plug it into your PC. You're welcome. I'll do a video on it again. Kinhank. Kinhank. 12 terabyte. Game disc. Game drive. Whatever the hell it is. Do whatever you want with them. I've covered it on my channel. I got reviews of it, and I also have all the classics of streaming on it. And I'm doing another one. We're going to do a community classic game night, a retro night. Because of all this horse shit. We got to go back in time. But it's just like, now's not the time. That's why I don't want to hear it. And if we do hear it, it better be a good sales pitch. That's all I'm saying. So that goes into now, again, another thing. See you later, Corey. So this thing leaked. Again, I don't know, like a leaked, official leaked. This is the Xbox backwards compatibility plan. We're doing it all again. We're doing it all again. Hit that like button, grinders. We are doing it all again. Yet again, Xbox is trying to use its back catalog to fluff up.
I can go directly to Blacknets.
Fluff up the balls and make it look like that you have a library of PC games that you could easily leave your Xbox console for and migrate over to PC. They are doing this by a number of ways.
You're my number one customer.
They're putting old games, Xbox games, and now 360 games going to be on the Windows Store on PC. And they're also going to be doing some sort of disc to digital so that the games that you owned on Xbox could be converted to digital copies to play on PC. Octagon Ocelot with the 2, he goes, I'm not going to lie, buying a PS6 handheld day one. Now that got 2K waiting on it. Hey, shout out to you, man. You want to know what? Now the PlayStation handheld, that's a horse of a different color. Now that I'm not shitting on. That I'm interested. That will be a day one. That PlayStation handheld, if I could play my library like a Portal, but now natively or something like that, Octagon, I'm there day one. Now, that's hardware I want to talk about. That I want to hear. I'd rather them talk about handheld, hyped up right now, my library on the go. That is hype. That I will be there day one. But PS6, I could wait. Unless they're ready to show me some lineup that's going to make my eyeballs melt. But I'm ready with a handheld. That I'm not going to shoot. That I got you. That I'm there with you on that one. So backwards compatibility. Xbox, like we're doing this again. The Xbox Matrix. Xbox did this with the Xbox One when they were losing to the PlayStation 4. They leaned into backwards compatibility to make their libraries. Because if you remember the famous quote, actually, I think I have him right here. We haven't heard him in a while. I think I haven't heard them in a while here. Well, let's get him right here. I want to, where is it? Here you go.
I hope this is not true.
No, that's Arnold. That's not Phil. Where's Phil? Phil, get in here. I want you here. I want you to tell them exactly why you lost a generation, because this is exactly what you're doing to try to fix it. Let me see. Where is it? Oh, shit. Where is it? I haven't played it in a while. Now I lost it? Where is that, Phil? Oh, it's probably over here. No? Man, I can't find it now, Grinders. Because Phil told you exactly what they're doing. Man, it's been so old.
Just focused more on great games on our console that somehow we're going to win the console race. I think doesn't really lay into the our console that somehow we're going to win the console race. I think doesn't really lay into the reality of most people, like 90% of the people. I see commentary that if you just build great games, everything would turn around. It's just not true that if we go off and build great games, all of a sudden you're going to see console share shift in some dramatic way. We lost the worst generation to lose in the Xbox One generation, where everybody built their digital library of games.
There you go. Everybody built their digital library of games. And now they tried to use Game Pass as a way to fluff up people's libraries, but people didn't own them. So now what they tried doing was leaning into backwards compatibility to say, well, the games that you already own are now added to your library. So maybe you're not buying the Xbox games now, and you didn't buy all the new Xbox games and not building a library now because we haven't really delivered. So, but you have bought games in the past for the last 25 years. Well, those games are now part of your library and they will go with you. That's exactly what they're doing. That's exactly what they're doing. Someone will say they didn't get a notification. Oh, hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button and try to hit that notifications. Don't be, and I can't believe they didn't send out to you, Silver Wolf. So they're doing it again, but now they're trying to migrate people not to Xbox One or to these Xbox Series consoles. They're trying to bring your library with you to PC because they know that none of you have set up libraries in the Windows Store. Thank you. Oh, man, you put the hiding face on there with the jewels. Oh, man.
You just made the list.
He made the jewel list. There you go. So they know that people do not create Xbox libraries on PC. They know this. So what they're trying to do is say, hey, we're going to make your old games, Xbox original games, 360 games, games that you bought, work on PC. So now, like I said before, it's a fluff job. They're fluffing you, making you go, when you turn on your Helix or your PC and you open up the Windows Store, it's going to be like, look, you have 75 games. It's like, what? I didn't know I have 75 games. Yes, because they're basically from your Xbox library and they came with you to Windows PC. So now you're like, oh, well, if I have 100 games already over here, I guess I'll just stop buying games for here and build my library here. Or if I have 100 games on my console and they will now be working on PC, then it's an easy move for me. So what they're doing is because to play anywhere, not a lot of developers are jumping on that stuff. Not the real popular games. They want you to buy them. They're not giving them away for free on PC. These play anywhere. They're going back to the archives of backwards compatibility and said these games now will work. because the new games, people are not really jumping on that play anywhere, where like GTA, buy it once, get it both places, give it away for free. No, not a lot of devs are jumping on that stuff. And people haven't been buying games because of Game Pass. That's right, Elvin Funk. They're not buying games. So what they're doing now is they're leveraging backwards compatibility to make you look like you have a larger play of games. And these guys are jumping around going like, oh, the 360 emulation. Oh, really? Really? We launched Crimson Skies here live and played it. Yeah, we were done with it in 4 minutes. There's no online, and achievements are coming. Oh, real? Whatever. Nobody wants to play these games. There's a very few on a hand that you want to go back and play on a modern PC without going retro. You know what I mean? Like these, unless you're in the retro mood, these are not games that are going to satisfy your gaming needs in 2026. They're good if you want to do retro night and bounce around to a bunch of games, but no way are people going to be spending $10 and $8 and buying $15 buying 360 games. Unless they have some nostalgia, they probably will, but not in bulk of doing this stuff. But this is what they're doing. They got an emulator on PC, and that's what they're doing. And this is the thing. Decisions, not engineering, title opt-in, confirmation, commercial parameters. Now, I remember what I told you. Title opt-in confirmation. They could do the games that they own. That's the ones I showed you. Like, Conquer, Crimson Skies. They started with games that they own. All other games, they got to get publisher opt-in. So the publisher has to say, well, we agree that we want our game playable on your Windows Store through emulation. So that is a per publisher decision. And that's the reason why backwards compatibility stopped, was because they tapped out the publishers. And some games are so hard to find, they just stopped doing backwards compatibility because they got backwards compatibility done. Now they're doing it again to say, okay, well, now we want your game to be compatible on our Xbox store on PC. All right, well, the publisher has to agree to that. So now they're going to start trickling those games into the store again. All right, so that's kind of where it is. Now, this timeline here is the disc to digital. Public beta was supposed to happen last month, didn't. Now they're saying it's probably going to happen now, where you put the disc in and then it works on digital platforms. So this is the scoop from Tom Warren. They're bringing 360 games to PC. We knew this. And a leaked roadmap lays the future out backwards compatible, and their plans to test digital to disc. And they're calling it games preservation. Now, grinders, the games preservation is because they're getting rid of the Xbox console. And they got to preserve these games and make sure that they're playable on PC to continue their life. So these games don't die with the Xbox. That's the whole point that they're trying to deal with. So these were a couple things that I wanted to point out from that article in this disc to digital program that people seem to be going, that's the answer here. The Verge says 360 games will run on the next-gen Project Helix console, Xbox PCs, and handhelds. Now people coming up with different scenarios. So this is the roadmap. This is what I wanted to highlight here. Now, again, I don't know how much this is rumor, true, controlled leak, or whatever it is. But the publisher keeps the rights and pricing of the brand and decides about opting into this program or not. He also interprets that they could also charge for the conversions. So if you put your disc into the game, into the system, and you want the digital code, the digital version of it that's tied to the disc and to your account, some publishers may say, well, you could do it for a $10 licensing fee. Who knows if that's true? Who knows if that's what they're going to do? But again, it's up to the publishers. Xbox is just doing this program. And the reason why I put this topic as old is new again is because this is exactly what they wanted to do back in 2013 with physical media. They wanted the disc to basically not be the game, but the disc is actually the DRM. And even if you bought the game, once you bought the disc, you put the disc in your system, the DRM was on the disc, and then downloaded the game. And as long as the disc was in there for a DRM check, you could play your game. But then it needed to do digital check-ins if you were offline. So even if you owned the game, it needed to verify the DRM with an internet connection to allow you to play. They're doing this again. It's back. And they're calling it disc to digital, where I could take my Crimson Skies disc, put it into the Xbox console. Then the Xbox console will then say, you have the disc. Here's the digital version of Crimson Skies. You could play the Crimson Skies. As long as that disc is in the system, I could play the Crimson Skies, I guess, on PC. Anywhere the digital version is there, as long as that disc has been now locked to my account. Almost like the Nintendo game cards. The license is tied to my account. Now, if I give that disc to somebody else and they take that disc and play it on their console, then when it hits the internet, I lose the licensing of all the digital games that digital, and now that person gets the disc. That's how the program works. It ties the disc to your account and the digital code, the DRM, to it. That's what they're saying. So you can't just put the disc in your system, download the game is yours, and then give the disc and everybody makes a copy. Everybody just kind of downloads the game and using the disc as a hot potato. The disc needs to be associated with your account. I don't know. I guess they'll take the DRM off the disc and load it into your profile. And as long as that is logged in, you have access to the digital version of the game. But once that disc goes somewhere else and somebody else logs that disc in, now the question is what happens if that person does it on an offline console? Is that disc dead? Probably, because you'll put that disc in there and say, well, this DRM has already been associated with the console. You need to go online to remove the DRM. Is that ownership? Because they seem pretty excited about it. I don't see Does It Play crawling up that ass. I don't see the DRM warriors and no disc, no buy basically taking the physical version of your disc and tying it to an online account. Where are the pitchforks? Where is this the physical future that you want? Because tell me again how this model doesn't mean the end of physical discs. How? They basically take the physical disc, make you feel all warm and fuzzy inside, and turn it into a digital code. So where's you don't get, the disc means nothing. The disc is not ownership, because guess what? If that disc is tied to my account and I'm playing online and you take that disc and I lend it to a friend, guess what? That disc is dead disc to you because that DRM has been sold. So you need to probably check in. This is what will happen. Check in online to get your DRM for the disc that you buy. So if I go to GameStop and I go buy a disc, that disc technically could have that disc could not even have the game on it, and that DRM could be with the previous owner. But I have to put that disc into my system. I got to go online, and then it will take the DRM off that disc and link it to my account, and then I'll be able to own the digital version of the game. Are you play? And then what happens if I want to play it off the disc? Do you put it on the? I don't know. But this does not sound like a forward policy. This sounds like a way to get old Xbox games on your console that were maybe never made. And also, too, there needs to be a digital version of your disc. Liquidator says, didn't the Crew 2 disc get bricked? I don't know, man. But this is what I don't understand. What I don't understand is like all this cockamamie bullshit. And people fighting for discs are like, dude, it is a facade. It's fake. They're giving you a disc, but the game's not on there. The DRM is there that could be transferred. Like, what are you really asking for? Because the disc is a lie. The disc is fake. It's a false sense of security. It's slapping guarantee on a box and they're giving you a guaranteed piece of shit. But the guarantee button makes you feel all warm and fuzzy inside. Take that from Tommy Boy when he sold his brake pads. The guy just bought the brake pads because they had guarantee on the box. He's like, I could take a shit in a box and put guarantee on it too. You feel the same way? Just because the sticker's there? Just because the disc is in there doesn't mean shit. That's why I mean this battle is more than no disc, no buy, because the disc isn't even a fucking disc anymore. So this is the problem with all the shit that's going on there. I don't know what we're fighting for. Because they've been doing this jerk-off horse shit to us all these years. Giving $250 version special edition with no game. I get a sticker with a code on it. Like I'm on some sort of lottery horse shit. So what is the disc? What is the disc? What is that 50% of these discs don't even have the fucking game on it? What are we fighting for? This is the question that I ask. And if they take your disc now and turn it into a digital license, what is the future of discs then? This is a conversion program. This is getting the shit off the disc because there is no disc. So to celebrate such a disc to digital conversion is hypocritical if you're running around saying no disc, no buy. Because that disc is not functioning like a disc. You cannot lend to friend unless you tell your friend to log online and take the DRM back. Because you can't get the game and then just share the game. Because the game is tied to your goddamn account. And your account is synced to the internet where Microsoft says, Bootleg Jez has this game associated with his account because he has this DRM off this disc in his account. He gives that disc to Rand. Rand cannot play the game unless he goes online, checks in, and then they pull it from Bootleg Jez and put it to Rand. It needs an online check-in. You can't just be playing offline. Now your discs require online if they go to disc to digital. That's how it makes sense. Unless, and then maybe there's a 30-day check-in, a 15-day check-in, but this was the exact thing they wanted to do there. And what they wanted to do is they were going to work with retailers. This was back in 2013. They were going to work with retailers that they would have a machine that will take the license back and reset it when you sell it back to them. That you will bring the disc to GameStop, give them their disc, and they will revoke the license from you and put it back on the disc. OG it, like a factory reset. The DRM has returned. And now they know that they're selling a DRM original to somebody else. Now, is retail going to do this now? I don't know. But that was the nightmare and the check-in bullshit because when you're handling DRM, you need online to verify the ownership and the account syncing. And if you're bouncing around to different devices, you can create a home device like a PlayStation or an Xbox home base where everything is locked to that, like your licenses are locked to that one hardware that you can play disc-free. Again, a lot of questions. But I don't see a lot of questions being asked. I hear a lot of applause. I hear a lot of transparency. I had to say this is their Xbox W. Typical reception. The transparency. There's no pitchforks and does it play balls running around for
I
this.
can go directly to Black
I
Nest.
guess they don't care about their 74 games that get reviewed on their website. They're more up the ass of PlayStation for the 800 games that keep their site alive. Because I want to know if we are in a fight for digital rights and we're in a fight for physical media, then let's bring the fucking fight. Let's not pick and choose who we're crawling up asses. It deserves all of this shit because somebody needs to explain this shit. And I am so pissed at the media for whatever the bullshit that they are. They should have microphones again out of their asses and in the faces of every single one of GameStop CEOs, retail stores, Xbox media people, PlayStation media people. They should be, Jason Schreier should be crawling up everybody's ass. Jason Schreier, where's Jason Schreier? Where's Jeff Grubb? Where's Tom Warren? Where's Bootleg Jez? Where are all these media folks? Where's Polygon? Where are all them shoving microphones, going to Best Buy going, what the hell is going on here? Where is it? Where are they interviewing Target going, what's happened to your physical media section? Where the fuck is everybody? Because if we're going to fight this shit, let's fight it. Let's get answers. Why is nobody talking about it? Why is nobody concerned? Why is nobody going, what's going on? A shared leak email. Really? No questions are like, what's going on with discs?
You're my number one
Why
customer.
are we back to 2013 and DRM and check-ins and shit? Is that the future? Because let us know. But nobody's doing their job. Nobody's asking questions. Nobody talking about anything. Everybody's just trying to control the leaks. We had Dusty been calling up, but you want to know what happens though? When somebody said, oh, well, Xbox is not in stores anymore. Goddamn Inspector Gadget, Dusty Bin, calling up Targets, asking them when their shipments are.
Dusty
He can research that, though.
Target for that one Xbox console in October 19. He checks stores on Thanksgiving, not staying at home. And now Xbox got beaten by the next plague under Goo Goo Gadget toy. What are we doing here? Dusty Bin. Dusty Bin. Dusty Bin. Who do you call now?
Dude was so fat, dude. He knew the target number. He's like, I heard they've been on the internet telling us that Xboxes are not found in stores. Are you getting any shipments in? Yes, Dusty Bin. We're getting one in on October 19th. New video confirmed. Xbox is not shipping anymore. They were on top of that. They knew who to call then. But all this DRM, all this disc to digital, nobody, they're like, nothing to see. The only thing Dusty said is like, oh, I heard this before, and somebody got, and he was upset that Tom Warren beat him to the leak. Everybody wants to be a pisshead. Everybody wants to piss. He was upset that Tom Warren leaked it out before him. Octagon Ocelot with the 2. He goes, the disc is a delivery measure for DRM. Yeah, that's all it is. The disc, the game is on the cloud, and the DRM disc is the check-in. That's what it sounds like. Octagon follows up with the 5. He goes, somebody made a meme of Donnie D's head on Thanos. Says that, where did you bring me back? For Xbox, the 2013 DRM disc to digital program. Exactly. It returned. Old is new again. You want to check in on Dusty Bin? Let's check in on Dusty Bin. Look at Dusty Bin. Watch. Where is he? Look. This is what they do. This is what Xbox feeds them and glazes them up. They're more worried about who gets the clout, who gets the check mark, who gets the leak, the traction, than what the hell the content is about. This is what the media has turned into. Had that Xbox disc to digital thing as an exclusive and blew it, oh well, RIP. This is what our gaming media has turned into. Again, an exclusive leak. Fuck, what the what? Who gives a shit who spilled the beans? What does it mean? And we have idle slots. Like, here we go. Everybody creating a story. Everybody creates a story. This is how player inserts disc. This is the like, player inserts disc into Xbox One or Series discs. What? Xbox One? They are talking about Xbox One in 2026. My, oh my. What are we doing here? They insert the Xbox One or Series disc into any Xbox One or Series X console. Yeah, not your Series S. You're screwed with the conversions there. With an optical drive. A digital license is granted, bound to that disc and the player's account. Bounded by Xbot blood. So, you are bound to the disc and to the account. The game then follows the player to any Xbox device, including devices with no disk drive. If the disc changes hands, the license transfers to the new player on the next play, and the prior entitlement is revoked. No duplication or abuse. There you go. So there'll need to be a digital version of the game. And maybe PlayStation does something like this too, a conversion. I could see PlayStation just saying, here's an external hard drive. Not dealing with this shit. Because this is going to require online check-ins to verify if the license is associated with the player's account. Because that's what it says. The license transfers to the new player on next play. Now, if the player is offline, does the disc even work? You will need an online check-in because it's bound to the disc and to the player. So that player's account is bound to the disc. No, until you get your disc back. That's the thing. And this is exactly what they wanted to do in 2013. And the problem is that it made physical media require online check-ins. And people were like, I bought the disc, I should not have to check in online. So, this is what it is. Because there's no way that disc, unless that disc writes your account, because they're not, you can't write to the disc, right? The disc is not, you can't etch my account and write to the disc. It's not a writable disc. All you can do is read from the disc. So the console needs to read the disc, grab the DRM off the disc, and lock it to the player who's playing it on that console. Now, if that disc leaves and that player is able to play the digital version of that game because the DRM now is off the disc and on that console, on that person, associated with that person's account, That person then could go run around with the digital version of the disc. That's great. But as soon as that disc goes somewhere else and gets put in another Xbox or another system with a different account, then that person loses access to everything. And that's the way it goes. I just think PlayStation just says, here's an external drive, just like they got with the PS5. And they don't got to worry about this. Then they'll just keep physical the way it is. But as of 2028, they will not be making discs anymore. And that's what everybody's fighting about. There's no disc after 28. But I think to support backwards compatibility back to PS4 and PS5, they do the exact same thing. Attach the disc drive to the PlayStation 6, and you're off to the races. There's your backwards compatibility. But the thing is Xbox wants you to play your games everywhere. They need you in different ecosystems. They don't want you on the box. They want you on the cloud. They want you to have the perks of the cloud. They want you to play on PC. They want it on a handheld. They got to take these physical games and make them digital. Now, maybe PlayStation does something like that for a handheld. I don't know. Takes Astrobot physical that I have and turns it into a digital version to play on a handheld. I don't know. But this sounds like you'll need the disc. Because the license transfers with the disc. And I don't know, maybe no, but it says that you could play the game in devices with no disc. So like the license comes off the disc and goes to your account. That's what it sounds like. You don't always need the disc, Davis. No. But if that disc goes somewhere else, like I do it, I sync it to my account and then I give it to you and you go, okay, well, I'm going to play the game too. As soon as you put that disc in and go online and lock it to your account, or it's going to pull it from me. There's going to be some sort of online check-in because there's no way you could take your console offline and play the game associated with your account and I'm playing it too. It says right there, no duplication or abuse. Because people will just do that. They'll get the digital license and then give the disc to a friend and then the friend will play from the disc and 2 versions for 1. They're not going to want that. And they know that's exactly what's going to happen. So they're going to have to say, when you put that disc into your console, Davis, it needs to go online to pull my license away from me, put it back on the disc, and associate with your account. And then I lose access to that game, just like I gave the disc away. But it's going to need online to track it. Because there's no way that, if that serial number on. So basically, if I lock that game to my account and on that disc, and I give you the disc, I'm giving you a dead disc. That disc is just a dead DRM because that DRM is on mine. Only until you put that in your console and probably go online will you be able to get that serial number back. They'll take it away from me and put that serial number to you. And who knows exactly, Civil Wolf. Well, if you do find a way to get through with it, they could easily just say this is not a disc game. This serial number showed up twice. Shut your account down. You lose all your games. Dude, this sucks. All this shit. And also, the games are not even on the disc anymore anyway, so it's just a DRM. That's it. But this is 2013 remastered. We're back. 13 years later. The Xbox Matrix. See? And this makes FISC invalid to use again and trade it in. Xbox is sneaky guys. Somebody says it's pretty cool. Never expected to be vindicated. Donnie D. If someone breaks in, here come all the scenarios. This is pretty funny. If someone breaks into your home and steals your games, they've stolen your digital library too. Brilliant. That's how it should always been. If they're going to do this, sounds like they're taking complete opposite approach to Sony and going all in physically essential. Jake. Yeah, I don't think so, dude. Yeah. Jake has been glazed. But they're saying this is all, they're going all in physical. No, dude, they're converting your physical into digital. What are you talking about? That does not mean that they're still going to do physical discs. We don't know. People see this and still think Xbox is going to have a disk drive on Helix. That too, exactly. I've been doing this for years and games are compatible with my Xbox One. This will require a lot of DRM. Otherwise, Xbox going to know how your disc has been converted to digital if your console's offline. It would prevent the disc to be converted to digital multiple times every console is offline. This sounds like 2013 and Xbox One policy. Yep, this was the Xbox 13. Look, see? A 24-hour check-in to restrict used physical games and enforce region locks. We're back again. 24-hour check-ins. Console need to be connected to the internet once 24 hours or offline gaming would stop. Physical discs were tied to a single user account, limiting trade-ins, resales, and lending. See? This is what could happen. They use game restrictions. They could say, hey, you want to know what? You can't sell that game back to GameStop. That game, you can't sell it. Because that license only goes to your account. You cannot sell that game. Maybe GameStop has a DRM checker. GameStop just says we can't take used games now because they're locked to your account. Nobody asking the hard questions, right? Gas sent a loot box. Yo, thank you so much, man. 1,000 jewels in the house. Yo, shout out to you, man. That was awesome. Thank you so much for the jewels, baby. 1,000 jewels loot box. I gotta have my jewels down. What my I don't have a ding. I don't have a thing for jewels. I gotta get a sound clip for jewels. But yeah, this is 2013 remastered. And they reviewed it. Freed physical discs. Players can trade, lend, resell, gift physical game discs just like 360. Because that's what PlayStation did. We're back. We're back, King Gut. We're back. And yet again, Xbox muddying the waters of what physical is, where Sony's just like, yeah, we're not doing physical after 2028. Like, maybe we'll do a disc drive, but yeah. Xbox is like, oh, we'll have check-ins and this, and if you go online, somebody's like, if they steal my games, if they do this, and it's just like, they make it so complicated. Because Xbox is trying to they're trying to make you fluff up your library to migrate you to PC. That's all. Why would they bring this is what I still don't get from these Xbox guys. They sit there and they're like, are you guys still serious celebrating 25 years? They are moving you. It is like if you lived in your house and the moving van pulled up and starts taking your bed, your refrigerator, your pillows, your dining room table, and you're just sitting there in the living room going, I'm not moving, and keep staying there. Oh, they just packed up your best chair, your recliner. They just took your TV, and you're just sitting there in an empty room going, no, I'm not. This is wonderful. They're moving you. Oh, the Sonic Emerald soundbite. Thank you, RPG88. I will use that for the jewels. The Sonic Emerald bite. Let's see if I find that one. But yeah, like, you're moving. They're getting rid of Xbox. Like, they're getting rid of Xbox. They're preserving your games. This is not a good time. They're moving you out. Hey, there we go. Which one? I like the first one.
It's a Chaos Emerald!
What was this one?
I can feel the power!
There we go. I got you. Add it to the bow. There you go. New jewels, get that sound clip. There you go. Thank you so much, RPG. That's how quickly we operate here. New jewels. There we go. Oh, you like the second one? Which one? The Chaos Jewel? Which one? Which one? This one? That one? I could get them off. Let me see. The first one. That's the one. I like that first. Yeah, that's why I like the first one. That sounds the cleanest. There we go. This one. That one, RPG? That's a good one. The third one, I got all these different ones. All right, I'll add one more here so you don't know which one you're going to get when you drop some jewels of the Grindhouse. Somebody should test it. Hint, hint. No, anyway, let me get this one, and I'll do the. I like this one. That, and I like this one. What is this one?
It's a Chaos Emerald.
There you go. There we go. Now you don't know which one you're going to get. Only when you drop the jewels will I let you know which one you're going to do. But anyway, the hard questions. But yeah, the region locks and all this other stuff is going on. So that was the big leak today. You know, Xbox can't keep themselves out of the news with things like that. They partnered with Cobra to give the background there. And then, let's see. Then this thing. This is hilarious. Oh, RPG gifted the Jam 200 jewels. There you go.
It's a Chaos Emerald.
I can feel the power!
Oh, man, RPG, you're getting them all. The Jam jewels. There you go. It ends a Sonic PlayStation crossover. That is good. I like that one. That is good. Nice. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So this was the last topic I wanted to get on here was this again, Bootleg starts a rumor and then closes his own rumor saying, I didn't say that. So I know what's crazy. I was driving down getting some peaches, and I was listening to Bootleg Jez podcast on Friday, and he said exactly this. Dude, he was like, oh, Xbox is going to get away from Steam. They're not going to put Steam on the next Xbox because they need to promote their store. And having their games on Steam, they're going to cut the 30%, and they need to sell their games and build their ecosystem. So they're looking into it that it may have adjusted where they're not going to put Steam on the Xbox, and they're going to just block off Steam. But maybe they'll partner with Epic instead, because Epic did say they want to get an app on there. But Steam, they may not put Steam on that Xbox. Yo, he went on and on and on about how Steam on the next Xbox is a mistake, and they probably not going to do it. Well, that rumor runs all weekend. Xbox not wanting Steam on the Xbox. And then this clown and a half goes on another article and then basically just goes like, oh, yeah, no, they're not leaving Steam. He's like a typical grifter in the sense is like, this game sucks, this game sucks, this game sucks, this game sucks. And then all of a sudden the game launches and they can do the video, I was wrong! So they get a bunch of haters the beginning, and then all of a sudden they get the redeeming factor, I was wrong! This is what they do. They manipulate their own audience. They lie on the lie and then say, I didn't say that. You did so say that, dude. You had those people they were 3 levels of Xbox glaze on that podcast. They were triple glazed. They were this. This is how they had them on Friday. Xbox glaze in full effect. This was Friday. No Steam. No Steam. No Steam. We don't need Steam. Ash is right. It just ain't my weekend. That's what it choose. Xbox glaze. The Xbox glaze and the glazing Xbox. Like it's just. PlayStation 5. And then there's a whole article today. I didn't know. Did I get it? Where's this article? I didn't even click on this friggin' bogus ass article because it basically just contradicted. There it is. Xbox has no plans to stop releasing games on Steam. He was on the podcast saying that they're not doing. Where is this thing? Late Monday. What else is it? Here. Xbox not quitting Steam games, but investing more than ever in the Windows 11 store. Here's how Xbox is expanding its footprint across Windows 11 and Helix and beyond. But he said it on friggin' Friday. Where is it? Let's see if they even caught it. I don't even think because I was actually listening to the podcast and I heard him saying that stuff. And I remember driving, I'm like, dude, they're not going to get rid of Steam. There you go. He started this rumor and now debunking his own nonsense. He started it because it went all over the weekend. Where's the weekend? Hold on. Let me go. I'm going to see if I find the weekend without scrolling crazy. Oh, Jim Jarrett. Oh, shit. I forgot the Jim Jarrett one. How did I get in there? The Jim Jarrett one. Where is it? Is this it?
But I do know, like, Microsoft has some plans with regards to how they show up on PC, shall I say?
Mm.
And I don't know what that pertains to with regards to Steam, but the plans that I know about, and I'm being very careful here, kind of suggest it gives them a window to potentially pull out of Steam. So I would not be shocked if eventually we do see a universe where Microsoft quits Steam.
Oh, man. That'd be interesting.
But, I mean, we'll have to wait and see. I think it could go either way right now.
Mm.
I'm doing my research. But I do know, like, Microsoft has...
What the hell? And then here it is. Xbox may be considering moving away from Steam, releasing their games on Steam. Didn't he just say that? And then he goes, I never said that. They're not considering it. And writes a whole article today going, Steam will be on Xbox. Like, you know, they're not getting away from Steam. You heard it from his friggin' bootleg mouth. I heard that exact. I was listening to the podcast. I heard that exact conversation. I was like, there it is. And then that goes through the weekend. They're pushing away from Steam for their own ecosystem. And then he comes and writes the article from Windows Central today. They're not leaving Steam. Where is it? With a capital not. Like, this is our media now. This is the gaming, and this is what they're doing. Instead of this whole digital rights and finding out what this whole cockamamie bullshit is with DRM check-ins and what the future is of disk drives and what retail is going to do and what everybody's going to do, they basically create horse shit and then like step in their own horse shit. And the reason why they hate Steam, Don John, is because the PlayStation games are not there anymore. They would love Steam on Project Helix if they would get PlayStation games. But that was the only reason why they wanted Steam. It's not like they want the Steam games on there. They don't want them. They never wanted them. They don't even want... The only reason why they wanted PC games to be playable on the Xbox was to get PlayStation games. That's it. Because they were so bitter that Phil was making PS5 Pro versions of games. They wanted to get the reach around back to Phil. So they wanted those games on a PC. That's the only reason why they wanted Steam. Was to get PlayStation games. And when PlayStation said we're not doing it anymore, they cried and said we want Xbox back again. After they were chasing Xbox away to be PC. And Tom Warren, all of them, goofball asses. Like when they had the ROG Ally, what did they do? I'm playing Spider-Man on the ROG Ally Xbox. I'm not a smart man. They pulled out their fucking booty gumps. I just got this Xbox Ally X. It's an Xbox. What? The first game I'm going to play is Halo. No. I'm going to download Spider-Man. And I'm going to play some Spider-Man on my Xbox. Dude, it's a PC handheld. No, it's not. It's an Xbox. Mama gave it to me. Said it was an Xbox. I'm not a smart man. Tom Warren got the biggest hits. He got look, you play Spider-Man. See, PlayStation. I'm like, you goof asses. No, you didn't go boot up Gears. You didn't boot up Halo. You didn't boot up Forza. No, the first game they booted up was fucking Spider-Man because they're petty bitches. And as soon as PlayStation said we're not putting our games on PC anymore, they all went crying to Asha and to their Xbox community, going like, well, we want exclusives, Asha.
How about those
We don't want
exclusives?
Steam anymore. We just want an Xbox. Well, get ready, bitches. You're getting a PC. Because they cannot not put Steam on there. I've been saying it till I'm blue in the face. They need to put Steam on the Xbox if it's an open platform. If it's a friggin' PC, Steam needs to be there because they will get sued out Tom Warren's ass if they block Steam and Epic Store from an open Windows platform. You got me? Where it is. Octagon. So swap in your discs, a DRM. Well, Donnie D, you didn't want DRM in 2013. Where did that bring you? Back to me. Donnie Danos. But yeah, like that's the thing. Like they are so just lost. And Asha giving them, dude, good luck. And enjoy the marketing for Gears and Call of Duty. Don't cannibalize it. Good luck. But they start the rumors, they end the rumors, and you'll see all this DRM shit. Listen, guaranteed we'll be back at the gaming grindhouse. They aren't going to say one peep. They're going to say how this is great. This is better than PlayStation. And PlayStation, no disc. And meanwhile, no disc, no buy is the same friggin' thing. They basically turn your disc into an online DRM code. It took whatever ownership of that disc and made a requirement for online if you want to convert to digital. And I wouldn't be surprised if that's how they're going to make all their discs now. Once this program rolls out, every disc is basically going to be a digital DRM with a check-in. The game won't even be on there. It'll just be a DRM check-in, and we're back to 2013. So what are you buying? What disc are you buying? But that won't be the talk. It'll still be about Sony crawling up that ass. And that's where the bullshit is, because they're not going to give Xbox is down in the gutter. They're not going to question that shit. Instead, they're going to try to use that as leverage to make it look like you should go buy an Xbox. And my advice to you, don't. Go get a PC. If that's what you want to do. And if you want to own games and have them all, then follow me for my retro coverage and you can have them all. Now, I'm not telling anybody to go buy a PlayStation, don't you buy whatever you want, where your library is, what you like to play, the types of games you like to play. You could go buy an Xbox, but if you go buy an Xbox console thinking that's where their focus is, it never was there. They are, and everybody's sitting here going, oh, Helix is going to be a closed system. You think they'll be putting all this energy in converting these Xbox console exclusive games into PC games again because the future is console? No. Because these games are all playable right now on your Xbox. Why will they be putting all this energy into a preservation program if they're already preserved on your Xbox console? The only reason why is because that Xbox console model is going away, going bye-bye. And these games will be playable on PC where they'll be preserved. So for all you sitting there thinking that the next Xbox is not going to be a PC, you got to see all these moves that they're doing right now, this disc to digital. That makes you think Helix has a disc drive. They didn't say in next-gen Xbox. They said in your Xbox One. They're basically saying take your old disc and turn them to digital because guess what? We are done. So, and we're taking Xbox 360 games and Xbox OG games that are playable already right now on your Xbox and making them work on PC. Why? And more to come, and 360 games. And all you guys are sitting there thinking that they're not trying to convert your library into a PC Windows library, a PC Xbox Store library, Windows PC. That's exactly what they're doing. So sit there and rah-rah and cheerlead for that Xbox console, but that thing is dying. It's just waiting for the media to strike. Because her plan is to bring you all to PC. And not just Steam. They want you to bring you to the Windows piece of shit store that sits there with a bunch of slot games. This is your future. This is it. This is where they want you to go. It's right there. They want you to click on this little gaming. They want you to click on this little library button and show you a whole bunch of Xbox games that come along with you. This is your future. This is where Asha wants you to go. So get your head out of your ass. Because all this stuff is not console forward. All this stuff is not back to Xbox. Console. This is not console first. This is PC and Windows as the future. And Xbox is going to be this little app right on here. There you go. Here's your Xbox right here. It tells you, launching Xbox. With the capital Xbox. There you go. Welcome to your Xbox. It's here. It's been here all the time. And that's what it is. Xbox mode, Xbox. Why would they spend the energy and bring these games over here when these games are playable right now on the console you own? Why? Why would they do this? Why waste time? Nobody uses this store. They're doing it because they want you to log into your new Helix PC Xbox, come up here and see all your Xbox games. That's what she wants. I'm going to shut down my Xbox now. Shut down the store. And we're back. Grinders, thank you so much. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the Gaming Grindhouse. We're going to have a great week. Balcony and more coming your way. Subscribe. And I am out. So hopefully everybody has a good night. And we are out. And yep, I can't say it any better myself. Just let the music say it. Hit that like button, Grinders. We are out. Take us away.
I just said 200 mil came through the door. Still lost money, what you selling me for? Big green box, but the books look sick. New drop, same flop, that math don't click. Crowds came in, then they ran right out. Big splash, big hype, small profit drought. Tell me what that means when the bag won't grow. You want my time, go ask PC, bro. Xbox is cooked, Xbox is cooked, Xbox is cooked. Just go to PC. Xbox is cooked, Xbox is cooked, Xbox is cooked. That's the move for me. Xbox is cooked, Xbox is cooked, Xbox is cooked. Just go to PC. Xbox is cooked, Xbox is cooked, Xbox is cooked. That's the move for me. 200 million still red on the page. That's a lot of noise for a failing stage. New game, same broken plan. You could dress it up, but I see the scan. I'm not paying extra for a bad encore. If the box can't win, what's the box for? Or I heard the pitch, I heard the plea, then I closed that tab and I picked PC. Xbox is cooked, Xbox is cooked, Xbox is cooked. Just go to PC. Xbox is cooked, Xbox is cooked, Xbox is cooked. That's the move for me. Xbox is cooked, Xbox is cooked, Xbox is cooked. Just go to PC. Xbox is cooked, Xbox is cooked, Xbox is cooked. That's the move for me.